Setting this at maximum power. Laser and charged particle beam weapons.
Weapons activated.
Do you believe me? Do you believe me that I'm a lonely soul? You love me. I've been searching, always wanted more. Can you hear me?
how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream, boys. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another set of 5V5 1v1 Duels. How you boys all doing? Hope everybody's having a good one. Let me fix the webcam real quick. We'll be good to go. Yesterday we had the EU duels, and today we got the NA duels. And my boy, Chill Pills himself said that, yo, Saturday, Dal. Saturday. That's all he told me. Saturday. So hopefully my boy will be here tonight. And so today is a Saturday. Okay, how you doing, my man? We got Jake, we got Lucas, we got G, we got WoW, it's Jesus, we got Mav. 4 places more. Wait, Jesus, you're trying to put a group together on the EU? I appreciate you trying to put one together. I think today is going to be NA, but if for some reason, let's say NA can't get a group together, maybe we'll take a look at EU, but I definitely want to give NA boys an opportunity to put one together. What's up, Reverends? How you doing, my man? Hope boys are having a good one. Let me get the music back up and running, boys. Is this a good song? It is a good song, actually. This one is one of the good ones. Yo, let me do a quick tweet. Stream is going live. Get in here, NA. Here we go. Sorry, just had to do my my regular tweet. Wait, hold on. I look pretty cool. Yeah, I'll do that. That works. Cool. I sometimes try to do like a GIF on Twitter as well. Right? When I get the hey, stream is live notification. And there I was just tapping the World of Warcraft, but I didn't finish all the way. And I found the my app GIF that disappears when you tap on World of Warcraft completely. But if you do World of War, it does that. Either way, boys, just finished some TBC 5s. Great, 5v5s, 7-3 as a Shadow Fury Destra cut a pog. I don't know what that comp looks like, but I'm gonna guess Shadow Fury as in like Shadow Priest Fury Warrior Destruction, I guess. Yeah, Shadow Fury Destra, like in a literal sense. Dude, I don't even know what the meta is on TBC, man, but I think it's gonna be cool to get into that. I think it'd be really cool to explore the meta one day. I think maybe with the Wrath of Lich King. Let's hop on live, boys, see how the groups are doing. I'll join you guys on Mother. Welcome to I got a roll kills on stage trigger today on my druids. I have to go spam keys all over me. Honestly, dude, that's a good trinket. That's a good cheat down trinket. It will nuke your allies if they're kind of low on health. Like if everybody else taking damage, it will nuke them off the face of the world. What's up, Ricardo? Doing, man? Those boys are having a good one. Hopping on them live realms now. Boys, let me get some 5v5 1v1s on the way. Hell yeah. Man, yesterday's duels were actually pretty awesome. We had a lot of rogues, as expected. With rogues not really feeling all nerfed at all. I mean, 10% of Mythic nerf is, you guys all said, drop in a bucket. Music's a little loud. Is it actually? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Music was a little loud. Let me know if this is good enough or if this should be quieter too. Let's go. Let's do those, boys. Let's get some duels up and running. How many groups do we have over for the NA? I'm wondering if we'll have Chicago, we'll have Chill Pills, maybe Seaverk hosting one together. Because I'm sure Seaverk wants to pop into these duels and try out some of them arcane buffs. I imagine Venti Arcane is going to be even more insane than ever before. Let's see if we got any groups for the night, boys. Shadow Fury is a deep Destro talent. It's far from meta. Played a Destro Arms Alley. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Okay, I see. What is this? Anyone translate this person is saying Chester plus 11? It says, thank you for playing, and wait, hold on. A Guildio might just send me like a Reddit post. I'm trying to translate it real quick. They said, can anyone translate what this person said in a plus 11 lower Kara? Thank you for the run. Maybe we can play together again. What do you say? I know I am not on the same level as you. But maybe this person is basically trying to say, hey, thanks for carrying me. Maybe we can playing together. More or less, right, chat? Russians. Спасибо тебе, может, и в DR поиграем вместе. Oh, DR also says maybe we can play DR, I think it's Dragonflight, right? В DR поиграем вместе. Как ты скажешь, я, конечно, не твой уровень, но все же, или ты со своими ходишь? Basically, this person's asking if they can play with others, isn't he? 5 and TBC, yeah, it's on the SLSL arenas. Hold on. But Chicago got 5, let's go, boys! Sorry about that, gang. I was trying to see if I could use some of my Russian skills to figure out what the message says, and there's a word DR in there, which makes you think of like DR, like damage reduction, but I'm thinking like DR is maybe like Dragonflight. Is what they mean, because it just says DR. Maybe we can play DR together, which makes you think of Dragonflight. Anyway, there's that. What did it say? SL? I mean SL. Yeah. Here's a Warlock PvP meta SL. Speaking of Warlocks, apparently they're doing really good in 3s right now for PvP. I think they're pretty good. Do these dungeons stay a long time in Season 4? The dungeons in Season 4 will be around for Season 4, which is going to be a couple of months until Dragonflight. Afterwards, it's going to be a whole new set of dungeons. For some reason, Affliction got buff kick W. Dude, Affliction on live is actually looking pretty good. Like, surprisingly good. I think they wouldn't need to get buffed, though, because I felt like their damage was a little bit behind. Like, just watch the taxi play. I mean, they got bursts, don't get me wrong. They definitely got some big old bursts. But in terms of like, sustained damage is a little bit weird though, man. Sustained damage is a little bit weird. But I'm glad they got some bursts behind them though. I bet Affliction, Warlock, Destiny suffers from not playing. Destiny still suffers from not playing. Unfortunate, man. But our numbers, you know, like 7 million damage in 3, so imagine how much now. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Hey, I agree with you. They are going to be kind of nutty for RBGs. Again, the burst is going to be a little down, but their sustained damage is going to be incredible. You know what? I feel like there's not a lot of places where Affliction is performing well. That's not really like a big rating spec or a big Mythic Plus spec. So for them to do well, at least in PvP, like RBGs and rated arenas, I feel like it's not the worst thing in the world. Personally, not the worst thing in the world. Let me see if I can do this, boys. Go to, it's not player versus player tab, is it? It is a Dungeons and Raids. Dungeons and Raids. And pre-made, it's actually not pre-made. It is pre-made, actually. And instead of custom, it is, Raids Legacy. Search 5 to see if there's any group available. Or make your own groups. There we go, boys. Here we are. We're gonna have to definitely make a different pin for the duels because of the way we host these groups. But yeah, that way at least we're gonna do that. This is kind of set up. Open up LFG, go to Dungeons and Raids. No, wait, can I unpin? Oh crap! Did I mess it up, chat? Hold on. I misspelled. Dungeons and Raids are. That's what it was. Okay. Replace the pin. There we go. I can spell, bro. I can spell. It's about Death Survival. I'll go to retail. No, sir. Dude, I don't think they will, man. I mean, the only thing they would be able to do is unless they buff, like, past the survivability, they'll need to bring back the armor buff, man. Because they're just gonna get it, or just rampage on my melee. It's tough out there. What's up, man? How you doing, man? Cheers, what you doing, my guy? Double Fiction Warlock in 3s is absolutely bonkers. Is that what people are playing right now? No way. I still see the grammar. Hold on. Let me look at it. Open up OG, go to Dungeons and Raids. I didn't put a space because I'm limited on the amount of characters I can use. Raids now! Okay, dude. I'm ready for redemption. Yo, quick, you're more than welcome to. We do need another group for 5v5, boys. But Chicago got one up and running and ready to go. If y'all want to join our groups too, we also got a 5v5 1v1 Dueling community. And that king is here, my man! Hey! The boy is back. All right, hold on. Raids. Let me fix it real quick, Atham. Raids Legacy. Search 5. Okay. I think I got it. Now I think I got it, boys. Now I think I got it. Okay, I'm gonna need to save it somewhere, though. I'm gonna need to save it somewhere. Let's save it in here. Alrighty. Here we are. Yo, I gotta get the new mix, dude. I gotta get the actual dual mix. But we got ourselves the boys. Ready for them 5V5 1v1 DUELS. Mother one who thinks Wowhead article dropping Dragonflight specs. Wowhead articles on Dragonflight specs you sub, they're just on their talents and for no reason. I don't think it's okay, so I'll be honest, I haven't read those articles at all. I haven't read a single one of them. But aren't all those articles right now? Did I mess up the name? Night King, Chicago, no Grand. You have no target. Night King, Chicago. Are any of you guys offline by any chance on Real ID? Hold on, let me check real quickly. Cause Chicago, Night King, I'm trying to queue, boys, but it's not letting me. Chicago may be offline. Oh, yeah, Chicago's offline. Chicago, I don't know if you're hiding from somebody on Real ID, but you may not be able to. You have to be online. I am. Okay. Yeah, if you're hiding from somebody, it won't let me queue you. So you may have to reveal yourself. But otherwise it should work. Wait, Night King? Is it okay, so I got Chicago's on. What about Night King? Is he online? Night King, both of you guys need to be online. Yo, chill pills, you have to pipe yourself online. Yeah, sorry about this, boys. I know there may be somebody you're trying to avoid in reality. Maybe you're just trying to play some games without getting whispers about arenas or something, right? But for 5V5 1v1 DUELS, it literally won't let me queue you unless you were online on Real ID. So Night King, my guy, I was online, big tech servers got DC'd. Oh, okay. So I don't know if it'll let me queue you. Well, wait. There it is. Hey! Yeah, I don't know if I can queue you ever if BTech gets a seed. Although it has happened to me before. It's really a bummer when it happens. Damn, my man, what's up, RD, my guy? Got to see some Motherboar, both. Thanks for the advice. Yo, are you catching up? Are you using catches, man? Let's go. That's huge. Are you in EU or US? I am NA, Frederick, but we do host these duels on EU and NA as well. We also on both. We have some on both regions. We do Friday duels over on the EU and Saturday duels, which is today over on the NA. Re-queue, can do. By the way, boys, thank you so much for putting these groups together on such a short notice, man. I'm gonna queue you guys for the grand. First arena, I don't want to throw you. I don't want to throw you into the snowy pits of hell. I want to throw you into the good old. Let you guys get a good old warm-up game. That's what I need out of y'all. Let you guys warm up. Let you guys get ready for these duels. Thank you all so much for joining. You guys have some fun in these duels. Yeah, play your hearts out. Just have a good time. That's all I want you to focus on, man. That's all I want you guys all to focus on. Just have a good time in these 5V5 1v1 DUELS. Also, if you want to come out with some of the biggest burst builds ever, hit me with it, man. You know what I mean? Hit me with it. I love seeing stuff like that. That is wholesome. Alrighty, boys. I kind of don't want to do this song. I want to do something else. I want to do a different song. This song goes hard. I think that may be what we need, though. Hell yeah. Switch. There we go. That should be recording. Yo, we got ourselves Alphas over for the team 1 as on a Holy Death Day. We got Jeromex on that team. We got Milo. We got Sensei. Lots of monks tonight together with Chicago hanging around. Looks like not going to be first up with Arda with a donut, my man.
Keep up the great work.
Down the man, keep up the great work. Can we get a hashtag Arda in chat, boys, showing appreciation with a wonderful donation. Thank you so much, my guy. Appreciate the support. Over on the team 2, we got your boy Chill Pills in his full and holy glory this time. We got ourselves CLB Austin. Is this Seawork by any chance? You can see the name Austin, makes you think maybe that it's Seawork or not. We got a second pass in the back. It looks like he's taking his time. Gonna be going later. We got Scarlet as an arcade. We got us Willor as an affliction more like. And we got CB Lawson trying to see if Fist Fear lockdown Jero, but the evasion, dodging them fists, trying to avoid any kind of damage from the monk of the bad. Gonna be still CLB, trying to see if we can lock him down in cap with a quick jab. Lexi, oh, Jero has no health, and Zuwen mauls him down. Oh my goodness, that must have been the fattiest Rising Sun Kick or something there. That got the Rogue so low. Locked him down, got him in an incap, hit big damage, forced the Rogue at no health, and Zoan finished him off as the Rogue had nothing left. With Alpharus over for the team one, gonna be up next. Got himself the grippy hand, ready to go destroy against the line side of CB Austin, summoning up the Army of the Dead. Mr. Fury is the only thing that's stopping the army from attacking him. Stone onto CLB, but he looks like he's gonna be going down. With a monk dropping as the Army of the Dead swung behind him. Quick stun to lock him down. Don't trick it. Couldn't really get out of the Psychopath. Tried to see if he may be able to best this Unholy Death, and he's playing very defensive. IBF Lichborn trying to see if he can sacrifice the pet. And that's gonna be as much runic power going most likely into death calls on himself. But it looks like Lichborn ran out, so you may have to get close with Psychopath and potentially go for spam Death Strike. Zuen joining in. That's going to be a lot of damage that he has to mitigate. Just trying to see if he can walk away from Psychopath as best as he can, but he's getting absolutely blasted out with punches and kicks and not a lot of health, and a quick touch of death, putting the poor boy to the ground. With Milliwan's going to be up next. Man, so many monks back to back. But if all these monks go first, I think they'll end up exhausting each other cooldowns pretty early. Psychopath with a tricking, gonna be Milliwan's tricking in as well. A Psychopath popping damage was on Fist Fury from Fist Fury. Both of them just locked each other. Massive kick out of Psychopath with a karma out of Milliwan's. Psycho going for a karma of his own. Looks like it's karma for karma. Miller not going anywhere, but he does get kicked down. Oh my goodness. With Chicago gonna be up next, getting an immediate flame shock with a chain harvest on the Psycho. Trying to see if he can take him out of the game. Can they do it? Psycho trying to see if he can back up out of there. Quick board by Chicago. Ring and pieces separate the two, but the Ghost Raptors do make it over towards Psycho, continuing the good damage. Psycho tried to see if he can get himself some VV5s to recover. Chicago, as soon as he got out of this in cap, may be able to close the gap with Psychopath and potentially take him down. Are you running that Lava Lash Flame Shock dot? Because it looks like it's actually doing quite a bit of damage. I think it's a sizable dot. Going to be a quick lead, but Chicago trying to see if he can stun down the monk, but the monk is way too fast. Is going to be able to zap him down, with Scarlet going to be up next. Immediately trying to go for a poly versus Chicago, but it's going to be Wind Shear trying to purge him with all the buffs. Going to be the images joining in with a polymer for Scarlet. Looks like Chicago was able to get far away. The Ghost does cover that polymer for as well. And Scarlet, with the ultra time, gonna get purged up immediately. Try to see if they may be able to build up for some damage towards Chicago. What kind of a build is Scarlet going for, though? Are they playing that Night Fae? Night Fae Arcane Mage? Are they playing potentially? They are playing Night Fae. Does Chicago interrupt it? He cannot. So Chicago just gonna have to wait it out for Scarlet. But Chicago has to go versus Scarlet. There's Ruler in the back. There's Shield Pills. Chicago just took down the monks, so potentially Scarlet, or Chicago takes down Scarlet right here. That could be a proper 1v4. But Scarlet, I mean, they're checking out Arcane Mage. They're trying to check out the Arcane buffs. Bigger Catastrophe versus Chicago did that when he went to stop it. Mad damage on Chicago. Can't really go to it. Mad missiles trying to see if he can live it. Oh my god. That is so much damage. Chicago does pop a wall. No, actually no wall. Just the Aegis absorbed so much damage on that Arcade. Touch of the Magic was looking pretty massive just now. But the Aegis absorbed 50% of all damage taken. Jesus Christ, that was so clutch. Chicago was so low. That missile proc was incredibly strong. Scarlet got some big damage behind them. If we're going to be seeing Seaver tonight, I'm sure, like, because Scarlet normally plays some Frost Mage. I don't know what their experience is with Arcane, but they normally play Frost. So I wonder if, like, if Scarlet can do this well with Arcane, how well can my boy Seaver do? Big blaster damage out of Chicago. Scarlet looking to back up out of there. Shifting power getting interrupted for Chicago. That's actually fantastic to interrupt that shifting power. It's such a weird spell because when you interrupt it, you're not really locking out Scarlet out of all the casts, right? It's a nature cast for an arcane casting class. If you interrupt it, you can get polymorph, but if you deny them the cooldown reduction in a long game, that could be so valuable. Scarlet tried to see if they could maybe land a polymer for Chicago. Chicago's just trying to see if they can purge all the buffs. Gonna be a polymer to follow. And Chicago is gonna just have to eat the damage from Scarlet. Arcane Sphere getting cooked up. Tricking for Chicago, trying to interrupt it. But still big blasted damage available for Scarlet. Massive missile output for Chicago. Huge blast to follow. That's gonna be an Icebuck for Scarlet, as Chicago was able to counter pressure them. So forced out an Icebuck out of Scarlet. And Chicago is plenty healthy. Man, those missile ramp does work. And that was just Scarlet without arcane power either. That was just rune power. So the next go by Scarlet could be huge. Chicago does not have a trinket this time around, so Scarlet could potentially win this as long as they have the best possible go. Is going for cooldown reduction. Interrupt by Chicago could actually give Scarlet potentially perfect play here, unless it's an I was gonna say, unless it's a grounding totem out of Chicago, you're just gonna go for it. Not even touching the Magi. Scarlet's just going for it. Is gonna go for big blast of damage. Touch the magic to follow him. Looks like does not get touch the magic onto Chicago, but it's trying to see if he can blink after him. Got the instant cast ready, but didn't really line up the proper full setup. I think after polymorph you have to get the touch. So maybe for Chicago or for Scarlet, there may be one of those bursts where you just have to sync whatever you can with Chicago. You'll have to delay until you have the next go, which is roughly 45 seconds-ish if you're playing around Touch the Magi. Although Chicago does get Scarlet kind of low, kind of has him on the heels, blinking away from Chicago. Chicago's trying to see if he can slow him down. Polymorph's going to get interrupted. Potentially could remove all the buffs from Scarlet, trying to do that as best as possible. Also for Scarlet, trying to remove that as soon as possible, and Scarlet could potentially go for the burst here. But looks like playing very, very defensively. Just trying to keep the slows on Chicago. Just trying to bail out of them. Maybe sit down and get some food. 6 minutes into the duel, 10% dampener, boys. We'll see where we go from there. But Scarlet trying to get himself some images, just looking for the survivability right now. Lead by Chicago does get slowed immediately by Scarlet. That's going to be immediate interrupt onto that restricted power. But at least Scarlet is able to keep himself moving. Having that castle nature interrupted keeps you moving, keeps you polymorphing, keeps you casting, keeps you blasting. But Chicago may have Scarlet super, super low. Does interrupt him on polymorph, trying to see if he can purge the buffs. Looks like all the time was removed completely. Scarlet doesn't really have anywhere to go. One more zap on Chicago. I think it's over. Does get seed pot in. And there's no way Chicago doesn't take Scarlet down. That is so rough, man. Oh my god. The amount of pressure that Scarlet has with Chicago is actually insane. Though you have to make sure all that burst is perfect if you want to make sure it's a kill. Gonna be Chicago with the Aegis stricken really early. Shieldpus trying to see if he can crack right through it. Gonna be a mix of physical damage from the undeads and the shadow from the grippy hand. And Shieldpus trying to see if he can find through Chicago. Chicago played a very defensive wall and a bunch of healing. Will follow him as they try to maintain themselves. Shieldpus actually seen his health drop below 50%, stuck in the same totem as Static Totem, but Chicago can't really go anywhere. Just absolutely just stuck in the ring, able to sacrifice his pet in order to delay his ultimate demise, dropping down the AMZ, trying to see if he can reduce some of the magic damage, but he's ultimately found super low on health. Lichborn to follow, trying to see if he can survive. So, oh my god, the Stormkeepers. Why do you keep calling Stormkeepers? Sundering to follow. Does end up sundering the ground he stands on. Man, that is rough. That is rough, but Chicago so far has been able to valiantly fight through everybody. Able to blast through the newly found buffs of an Arcane Mage. Able to not succumb to the full might of the Unholy Death Knight. Vular playing a Necrolord, by the way. Wait, are you going for a Drain build or like a Shadow Bolt build? You gotta go going for like a Shadow Bolt build, right? Necrolord, Necrolord Affliction Warlock is weird. It can do well. It actually can do really, really well. As long as you're able to get some fatty Shadow Bolts and full dots on the enemy, your Shadow Bolts can actually hit as hard as a Chaos Bolt. Try to get some new waves on all the dots on Chicago. If you're able to get a couple of procs on your Nightfall, I think it's Nightfall procs. Shadow Bolt 1 on Chicago, that is full buff. Wait, Massive Chain Armor Chicago turning around. Vular trying to give himself a little bit more defense. I think trying to Shadow Bolt to Chicago. Massive burst into Chicago. Those are Shadow Bolts that are doing that much damage. That is a Shadow Bolt doing that much damage. And I think it still may have one more. If you got one more Shadow Bolt, that could hit as hard as a Chaos Bolt. Vular, do you have one more? He does, but it didn't have any dots. Chicago had no more dots on him. That Shadow Bolt will do so much more if the enemy is fully dotted up and ready to go. But Chicago does it coming out of left field, slamming through everybody, trying to see if they could bypass any damage buffs that all these other competitors have received. With Shaman's untouched for this season, Chicago still retains a very strong dominant position. Let's get another one going, boys, yeah? I think we got to get some rematches in here. 100% have to get some rematches in here. Chill Pills group you too. Yo, if you boys want to find group Chill Pills and you want to join them up, and with cross-faction involved, Raids Legacy, find the group. Top number 5 at the top of your boys. Good to go. Dalaran Games 5V5 1v1 Groups is the name. We got Speed. Wait, is Speed together with Chill Pills? Yo, Speed, if you got 2, my boy Night King used 2, so you guys could probably join them like that. You can probably join up. Also, join a community. That helps out a lot. Makes it easier to get you guys in. 35k Shadow Bolts. Yeah, it's huge. And if they crit, it's incredible. It's incredible. And we're bringing by Demonology Warlock at the Duel sometime. His name is Mortify. Yo, bring him in, man. Bring him. Thanks so much. My job has been having work on Saturdays. I couldn't make a lot of those. And it's all good. We're happy to see my boy Chill Pills in these, man. We're happy to see the boy join back in. Hell yeah. Chill Pills, by the way, dude, Chill Pills is insane. Yo, he just needs a warm-up game. That's all you need, man. Just a warm-up game. That was a high dampener game. Not good for Frost Death Knights or Unholy Death Knights for that matter. It's a warm-up game. Trying to fix being not wrestled holy. That's all good, my guy. All good. 50k healing and hungering with foresight on a rested druid. Wait, that's actually kind of crazy. I gotta try healing sometime this season, Jake. I think healing this season could be really fun, except for Upper Kara. Our monk guildie, we tried to get a 15 Upper Kara done. We tried at 17, didn't work. 16 didn't work. 15. It was a struggle to heal, but the boy did the best it could. I'm gonna go and feel super drained at the moment. I'm sorry to hear about Chicago, but somebody can take place. Somebody can take over Chicago's group, can't they? I imagine we can. Chicago, thanks so much for joining, fam. Appreciate you, dude. We got Night King trying to put a group together. Boys, queue up. We got Kitty Cat trying to put a group together, but they can join your boy Chicago or your boy Night King. If the group falls apart, reform. Chicago, don't worry about don't worry about feeling like you have to stick around, my guy. If you gotta get some rest, if you gotta get some chill, if you gotta do you, man, don't worry about us. Focus on yourself, man. Focus on yourself. I'm serious too. Focus on yourself. You're good, fam. You're good. I'd rather be you nice and happy and healthy than like playing in these duels against Duel. I want you boys to be here for the good times, man. But if you gotta go and you gotta chill, man, don't worry about it at all. Thinking my screenshots found a couple of good ones. Hell yeah. What the? That's cool. Bunch of people in the dueling arena. That looks fantastic. Arcane Mage. Is this C mark? I'm gonna have to yoink that and put it on Twitter, bro. I'm gonna have to put it on Twitter. Chill Says 2. Yo, boys, you're more than welcome to join. What's up? Hey, I do my man. Focus on yourself. Exactly. Definitely focus on yourself, man. If you ain't focusing on yourself, how do we know if you get them what you need, man? Even if I had 5 monks. Didn't I said they're druids even if they had 5 monks? Last game had 5 monks. Wait, they don't want to take druids in their groups? Really? Well, the last group didn't have 5. I think we had 4 monks. It was a lot of monks though, right? But we usually like to be. Usually part of the rules when you make groups is like, hey, let's have like 2 of the same class per group. So maybe they had a lot of druids in the group quick. But I could be wrong though. Want you healthy and happy here. Exactly, exactly. Heroic Altimore. I'm a full set of that boss. Let's draw with between fights. Let's go, man. Let's go. That's huge. Huge. Is that fun in Mythic Plus? It is pretty effective still. It is fun. If you're a big fan of like the Rain of Fire playstyle they developed recently, but it is very effective currently. New to the game, Druid a good choice? Druid is a fantastic choice, Rick. Paladin, both are good. It all depends which playstyle you enjoy the most and what flavor, what feel of a class you enjoy. Druids is a strong class 1-1. I feel like Druids do have a really good output right now for like all endgame content. Like as long as you're not stuck to just like one spec, you can switch around specs and find a playstyle that works for you. For PvE, Druids are fantastic, especially if you look at the heal, but also DPS wise. Boomy, which they got some AoE buffs and it should be a little bit better. Guardian is also a very fantastic tank. It's not amazing like let's say pushing like 27s for Mythic Pluses, at least right now. With gear, I think it could. But early on, it's not doing bad at all. Yeah, Druids are a good class. Druids have 4 specs, at least one of them is really viable in some in-game content. So if you're looking for PvE, yeah. We should know the Druid is a difficult class for PvP. To some degree, yeah, being able to switch out forms and maximizing the value of those forms is gonna be, it's a bit of a learning process. But I feel like it's to some degree, yes. It's a little different. I don't know, like I feel like Feral in PvP is a little bit easier than Feral in PvE, right? Like in arenas and battlegrounds, I feel like Feral is a little bit easier to pick up than Feral maximizes damage in a dungeon. You know, at least that's how I feel about it. So to some degree, it can be difficult, but everybody's different. Nothing to do with the output, Druid mechanic has always been a king for duels. Infinite mobility, multi-layers of sea bleeds and heal playstyles. Fair point. That's a fair point. Boomy in PvE is insane, 10 to 19 this week. Yeah, Boomy apparently has gotten a lot better in PvE right now, so I think Druid's a fantastic class in general. Always play what is fun, trust me. Also, you'll reroll every shooting. Yeah. That's a good point, Trick. It's the best idea to just pick a class that you enjoy the most, that you like, because otherwise you're gonna be flavor of the month rerolling, and then you're never gonna. Like, I have a guildie in my guild right now who's a flavor of the month reroller, rerolls to those classes every single time. And it's like, he'll reroll because it's really strong, but like the basics of the class he just won't really understand. So he's playing that class to do the top damage in like a raid setting, but there's some basic mechanical aspects of the class he just doesn't know or doesn't understand because he doesn't play it regularly. So there's constant pitfalls where he's just not performing as well as he should be, right? When it's a straightforward fight where you can just blast, yeah. But it's like, let's say let's say if you never played a class, it's a pet class, and now he's playing a pet class because it's a flavor of the month. Pet control, he doesn't understand at all. He has no idea how it works. Just actually has no idea. So it's like, well, switching to pets and controlling pets is very important. So when you go in a fight where pet control is important and you don't know how to do it, that's a pretty big pitfall. So it's best, and that's what's arguing to people, find a class you like, play on a playstyle you enjoyed the most, and just go all out at it. I think it's best to have one playstyle that you just jive with the most. Again, tuning is going to make some classes stronger, some classes weaker. That is something we have to accept. Played flavor of the month is possible, but I feel like you'll be switching classes a lot, yeah. So I always recommend people just find a playstyle that you enjoy the most. As long as you are having fun with it, that's all that really matters. Because just about every class could do well. Like what, last season, every class could get a 15 done. Every spec and playstyle could get a hero achievement done for Mythic buses. Every spec in class killed Mythic Jailer. Every spec in class hit 2400. Besides like tanks, but it's like we're tuning side of things. But like out of DPS and healers, and all the like recognized classes and specs for PvP, all of them can hit 2400, right? So a lot of people think, oh man, the ceiling is really, really high, but like if you get really good at that class, you can do pretty well in just about all endgame content. But see what I did teach me? Oh no, bro, help me! I have the biggest problems always had. Can't find a class to play to stick with. Always changing characters and level and thing. I don't know what to play. 5, just play the class that you enjoy the most. By the way, boys, we need one more over for the team. Night King. Also, who has a separate group? Do we have a second group for 5v5 duels? By the way, it's somebody running Chicago's group from earlier. Did somebody take over that group that has me added on Real ID, or do you guys need to add me on Real ID? Hey Dal, what's up, Motherboar? I'm a man. Hope you're having a good one. I don't want to have to grab an alt to join and try them all. Yeah, try all the classes, man. Take your time to play them. Take your time to play all the classes that you have fun with and enjoy. Let's like consider the best. Yes, exactly. It's best to pick the class that fits you. Because again, like if you want to play flavor of the month and want to play alts, I feel like it's perfectly fine. You definitely should play alts, but like switching to main every season, it's especially if you try to chase like the best class, that changes so often. It gets tiring after a while. Although it is possible. It's the biggest thing about like chasing flavor of the month is people not really taking the time to learn the spec or learn the class, right? They'll learn it enough to do well in damage, but when push comes to shove and there's mechanics that require you to play a class to your fullest, you just won't have those skill sets and tools. So it's best and most recommended to just whatever class you play, learn that class as best you can. So Chupa's got a 5-man. We do need a second group, boys. Does anybody have lead for the second group, or anybody want to start one by any chance? Or if you do have a second group like Chicago's group, does anybody from that group have me added on Real ID, like Scarlet or somebody? Because I don't know if I don't know if that group is around still or not, or if they fell apart. Oh, instead of coming back to Bumpkin, but level a ton of alts. Yeah, alts are fantastic. Right now will be the time to level alts, man. In season 4, I think you have a lot of catch-up benefits right now, and you should be able to play a bunch of alts if you want to. Like right now, you can just get your condies. You only need 10,000 flux, but like just hanging around Zerath Mortis long enough, and you should be able to eventually amass enough in order to get your flux. Well, Bumpkin is Kings of BGs. Yeah, Bumpkins are really good. Sensei took over group. Okay, does Sensei have me added? Is it a group 5-man right now, or is it still looking for more? Because I think I should have Sensei added. I believe I have him added. I have a lot of people on Real ID though. Normally it used to be like EU and NA in here, but I got like all the EU and NA together. It used to be separate, but now they're all together. Yo, I have Sensei added. Sensei, can you whisper real quick? Let me know how your group is doing right now. Oh, there it is. Hey, how we doing, my guy? What's the pre-patch for Wrath of Lich King? I have no idea. Should be soon though, because they recently got the pre-patch over on PTR, and with the release of that expansion, I'm lead. How we doing, my man? Yeah, how we doing? Are we got a 5-man? Are we looking for more? What are we feeling like? Because Night King is ready to go. He got a 5-man, and he's ready to go, my guy. Are we ready to do another, or are we still waiting until the group fills up? Let me know. Got 5? Oh, hey, we're ready then. Hell yeah. I'm gonna throw you guys in all the good arenas, man. That's what I'll do. Night King and Nick, Edge. Oh my god. That's so good. Look at that thing. Kids, violence is never the answer. Arcade is not a real spec. It's a frost and a fire bitch fight each other. Arcade just blasts them. Oh my god. Dude, I feel bad for arcade mages. They've been struggling. Just trying to make this spec a real class, man. I'm a real boy. Come on, Blizzard, just give them the support they need. Please, man, please. Well, hopefully the recent bust with Arcade. I mean, Arcade is doing 15% more. Hopefully it should be sizable enough. Man, we got a lot of variety too, by the way. You know, I really hope DF will be all friendly. Shadowlands made me sick to a one main and it's boring AF and the KSM character bound thing. Yeah, I agree with you too, Lofty. If they kept that like account wide like it was in season 1, I feel like gearing auto would have been so much easier. You just get the gear, you spend the Valor, good to go. Yeah, it looks like they're listening to a lot of feedback for Dragonflight. And hopefully that feedback will result in like a better experience with all friendly expansion. We can only hope, man. But so far they've been listening to a lot of feedback and it's been pretty good. Which. We got us as your boy Chill Pills. Open it up as a Frost DK versus Sensei. The two meet each other in the arena with a quick incap by Sensei, trying to see if he can capitalize on the most amount of damage. Lexi, but Chill Pills breaking out of those shackles with a human racial. That's going to be a quick silence. Sensei trying to see if he can find some recovery. Chill Pills find himself at extremely low health. That's going to be someone attacking him. Sensei ports back to the top of the platform, trying to see if he can keep the pressure. AMS by Chill Pills to try to avoid 80 damage from the Karma. As Sensei just going to scoot all the way to the other side of the arena, all the way to the other zip code. Just moved out of the state lines. And Chill Pills out there, stuck with a cat that he has to babysit. And Sensei got himself full VFIs, actually just completely escaped out of that area. But the next stun could be deadly. No human racial available in a minute. That's when Chill Pills is going to have his full set of damage, full set of burst, unless Sensei can counterplay Chill Pills and somehow scuff up Chill Pills' burst. I think Sensei may be in a really tight spot. He does have a pretty big defensive with defuse. If he can pre-defuse, he'll be in a great spot. But unless he's got something going on here, unless he can find a way to maybe ring a piece the burst of Chill Pills and try to see if he can disrupt some of the burst, I don't know if Sensei can really do much about it. Chill Pills got full cooldowns available. He could just wait until he gets himself maybe the rune weapon. Sensei trying to see if he can be proactive. Lexi, but Chill Pills has it. IBF if he needs to. Gonna be Fist of Fury blind. Nothing Sensei can do to stop it. That's gonna be a full burst on the Chill Pills. Silence on the Sensei. Potentially big damage. Try to see if he can crack the Flesh Cuff shield. That's gonna be a short stun. It looks like Sensei is able to escape the burst and Chill Pills just narrowly with a chain of ice to follow. That's gonna be Death's Advance trying to keep him away from the Ring of Peace. Just trying to get booped out of it. Sensei trying to do some of the damage taken. Gonna be Chill Pills trying to go for the slow down grip on the Sensei with a Fist of Fury, meeting him, trying to see if he can crack through those defenses. Quick in cap with a root and a slow Sensei, just trying to see if he can bail away from Chill as Chill recovering a full Flesh Cuff shield. Now Chickens are back up. Karma is back up. So Sensei at least has a way to counter some of the damage of Chill Pills, but Chill Pills also got every defensive backup and available. Sensei though has cooldowns coming up of his own, so I think it's really going to come down to the clash of cooldowns versus cooldowns, unless Chill Pills can maybe get a play earlier. Zuen out very, very early. Sensei still taking lots of damage from Chill Pills, even though Chill Pills haven't really maximized any damage whatsoever. He just continued the pressure, continued the sustained damage versus Sensei. That's all he's doing. I think maybe even just fishing for killing machine procs, trying to get some powerful obliterates, powerful maybe even frost strikes in there. BDB down, Sensei with Alexium, gonna be Chill Pills with an IBF, trying to reduce the damage as much as possible, gonna be blinded. Sensei does have a trinket with a Sun to Follow, gonna be mad obliterates back to back. Can Sensei escape these obliterates with the Silence to Follow? Karma available, gonna be AMS with Chill Pills, just trying to see if he can fight through Karma. Sensei no health, oh my god! That was just so much damage out of left field. Chill Pills just literally reaching it with a final howling blast at the end. Will Alphas charging out, savagely going for that quick stun. Grip on the Chill Pills, just trying to see if he can take it down with the Army of the Dead, most likely joining in very soon. Chill Pills trying to drop down the AMZ, 50% damage reduction from the shadow damage, but the physical damage is still just wrecking right through him. Doesn't really have the defenses for it. Got him to the death bag, but it's going to be really putting him at the death's door, as he cannot heal, can't really cover. Only thing he can do is really fight the ghouls, but at no health whatsoever. This man might be going down in just a moment. Alfred's trying to see if he get a couple more globals, does end up taking him out. That's just super unfortunate when you just exhaust all your cooldowns against one guy, another dude joins in, you just have no defenses to really live, and even though the dampen isn't super high, it's just so tough to deal with. Scarlet gonna be up next. Arcane Mage trying to see if they can use that ult time in order to reposition away from Alpha's quick stun, trying to disrupt the Arcane Mage's go. Touching the Magic does get a join in. Maybe the Ghoul can go for a stun versus Arcanosphere. Isn't able to stop it. Alpha's going to take a lot of damage. Massive barrage. Missiles to follow. Doesn't have AMS for it, but he's trying to see if he can give himself as much defensive as possible. Potentially could maybe go and interrupt versus Scarlet's cast. Scarlet just trying to get some blasts in there. Going to be the pet sacrifice with a brand new one summoned as Alpha is trying to see if he can beef on the pet. Quick silence or quick interrupt onto Scarlet with a wood by the bed, trying to see if we can drop down another Rune of Power. Ultra time is up again, gonna be missiles, but could potentially get interrupted. Scout trying to use that ultra time in order to keep himself alive. Alvarez definitely needs to go for as much self-survivability as possible. Potentially needs to go for those vampiric death strikes to try to recover as much health as he can. Scarlet trying to see if he can move himself out of there. And then Death and Decay could get him out. Actually, it doesn't even need to. I guess the dots break him out in the open. Army of the Dead joining in. Stun on Scarlet. If Alphas can just keep the mage next to the Army of the Dead, they can just claw them down. Gonna be Scarlet trying to give himself a little bit extra health to work with the Battle Master Stricken. Gonna be a flash cap for Alphas. No interrupt by Scarlet, or a little bit late of an interrupt. Scarlet trying to give himself as much survivability as possible with a prismatic barrier. But it's not gonna let him recover that much health at all. 5 minutes in a duel. Dampening finally slowly starting to roll in. Scarlet mounting up, trying to make sure that they can maybe stay ahead of Alphas, using that ultra time ahead of time, and we'll be able to reposition away from the unholy DK. Unless, well, wait, what? Did ultra time not work? Wait a second, did you ultra time like really early or something? Wait, wait a second. I thought you had ultra time at the top of the bridge. I guess I had it wrong. Gonna be quick. Nova by Scarlet does have a proper blink, but the grip pulls him back into the clutches of the Death Knight. Quick interrupt to shut down the go by Scarlet. At least got shit in power to potentially get some cooldowns back. Ultra time is up, so at least has that as the defensive play. And Alphas with an AMS. Early use of a defensive. This could be good for Scarlet. If they can maybe get something going versus Alphas after this, it could be okay. That is a full flash cup for him to break through, but it potentially could be a go for Scarlet here. Alphas without an AMS kind of keeps him out in the open. He is still going to be able to reduce some of that magic damage as he's playing the Spell Warden talent, but it still gives Scarlet an opportunity to potentially make a big play. Alphas only has a limited amount of defense that he could work with. He could blow an IBF here. He won't have it for the next guy. Potentially could be using the potentially could be using AMZ here, but it could be Vulur going up next. But if it's a melee, then it's not as bad. Gonna be Scarlet trying to see if they can maybe land a poly. Doesn't get interrupted on a poly move with Alphas. This is gonna be Arm of the Dead joined in. All the time is up. Touching the magic onto Alphas. Potentially Scarlet could be going for the most amount of damage possible. Arcane power, everything available. It's gonna be Alphas gonna blast it out. Scarlet trying to see if we can take it. Maybe we can take him down. Gonna be the pet joining in with the full dark transformation. Alphas with no health whatsoever. Could be potential that execute from a barrage out of Scarlet. Do they have it prepped up now? Trying to see if they can just stay away from Alphas just for a second longer. AMS is up for the Death, and Scarlet needs himself a little bit more healer. It's gonna be the pet just clawing right through the barrier. Scarlet left completely absolutely naked with no cooldowns available to keep him alive. Maybe missiles could be enough stun onto the mage, but it's gonna be able to blink past Alphas. Needs to interrupt the flash cut. Actually gonna be the Death Knight stopping it. Next up kind of could be really deadly. Do they have the barrage? Trying to see if we can take him out. The seed pod comes out. Alphas barely dodging that Arcanosphere. This is where Scarlet needed a barrage with a mad execute, and that's all they can essentially really do. They either have it or they don't. Miserable going to be up next, stun onto Alpharas, trying to see if they can maybe take down the Death Knight without having to commit any cooldowns whatsoever. And they should be able to easily with a quick Venom. Does burn a Vanish though. The Vanish may be a little bit too early compared to Jero, because Jero should be able to find Miserov out in the open if there's any kind of dots on this rogue. Jared trying not to waste any time whatsoever, picking up the eyes immediately, and is going to be able to go for Kidney Shot, Mark for Death. Actually, Mark for Death doesn't break adaptation. I'm not even sure why he didn't break it. That's a full Mark for Death Kidney Shot, but I guess maybe because he's an Orc, he doesn't sit in that long enough for adaptation to count. Wait, I think adaptation literally screwed you over. I think played adaptation literally screwed you over. It was supposed to break you out of that stun. Gonna be a quick Succubus CC onto Jera as well. Try to see if he can get some dots on the Jera mix. Try to see maybe if he can get some Affliction Warlock birds going. Mortical, but Jera's running down ramp. That's gonna be the Darkblade joining in. That's gonna be all the dots maxed out. Jera could potentially go for a quick shadows. This one, Buller, if he is still playing the Necrolord, needs to go for that Necrolord setup. He needs to go for that Necrolord Shadow Bolt. Try to see if he can get some left captures with a Jared. Jared trying not to give away the Cloak of Shadows just yet. Is going to be diving himself for just a second. And Vuller trying to see if he can find him. Does get sapped up, but it's going to be apparent. Maybe the Incubus could get close enough with Jared. Potentially keep him out in combat, out in the open. If you can just put the pet next to him, he may be able to find him. But looks like he tried to send the pet in somewhere next to Jero, but it didn't quite find him. So where's your pet now, actually? Did you sacrifice it? Where is your Incubus? Maybe you sacrificed the oh no, it's right here. They actually are kind of invisible, aren't they? They actually are pretty stealthy. But it's going to be that shadowy duel preventing the Incubus from helping out. Vuller is going to be able to go for the Succubus seduction in the last second as they both come out of the shadowy duel. Stun into Jero. Perfect opportunity for Vuller to maybe get some damage with Jero. Try to get some other captures in. Fear to follow, potentially could be the opportunity for him to go for that Necrolord setup, unless he's a Nightfade this time around. Massive heal from the Drain Life doesn't let him recover, so maybe he's switching out the Legendary that he's running, or maybe even the Covenant. Jared finds himself with no help whatsoever. Cloak of Shadows to follow. The Incubus could potentially maybe get a couple more hits on the Jared. Looks like he's still able to blast out, but Vuller getting absolutely massacred by those Carrion Eviscerates. Burns back to back. Does Vuller have anything to stop this Rogue burst? Looks like he's going to be blind by the Rogue. Maybe the Incubus could find Jared. Jared does have dots on him. If he can aggressively get the Incubus next to Jeremix, he could maybe get this Rogue out of combat and out of stealth as soon as possible. The Incubus is trying to reposition, but it's really just trying to stay away from Vuller, trying to keep itself out of that CC range. And Vuller does go for a full-on Fleshcraft. This way, Jared still has dots. He's trying to find himself reset when possible. The pet is going to pull really close. Jared might actually be hit with an Incubus really early. Does get slapped around by Incubus. Stun onto the Incubus. Get a shot onto Vuller. Try to give himself a Dark Pact to maybe survive this long enough. Gonna be the Incubus stopping the Jared Max's approach. Could go for a trick in case he wants him. Trick out of the sun immediately. Try to keep the pressure to Vuller. Back-to-back Eviscer. It's going to be Mortal Cold fully. Vuller just trying to get the dots up and running onto Jared. Goes in for a port. Does he maybe have a gateway to follow? Does have a gateway with a Dark Layer full. Dots are up. Drain Life to follow. Jared does go for advantage. Still dotted up though. So if you can't position your Incubus somewhere next to Jero, you may be able to get the Incubus to keep him out in combat. Actually, it looks like he's just jumping right after him. This is where you definitely need to get your pet onto Jero. If only the Dark Layer was smart enough to start attacking Jeremix immediately. Where is your Incubus pet? Is it next to you? Is it positioned like kind of close-ish? Looks like he's trying to keep the pet position kind of near him, but he's not really putting the pet on the Rogue. Getting the shot, tricking for Vuller, trying to see if he can maybe survive this wall in this off, and Jared just trying to see if he can dip onto the bridge. I think he's trying to see if he can get himself a reset before any of the dots are applied on the Rogue. Trying to see if he can get out of this scot-free. Jared trying to see if he can maybe crawl towards Vuller. Is the pet next to him? The pet's right next to him. He's going to be able to find it. Immediately could go for a stun on this thing. I think he's trying to see if he can bait out a CC out of the pet. Gonna be that Mortal Coil immediately. As the kidney shot comes down, stun into the pet. Maybe he can go for Incubus CC. Unless Jeremix goes for Cloak of Shadows. Looks like he's not going to go for the pet CC just yet. Just trying to see if he can kite the Rogue out. Drain Life getting interrupted immediately. Does not have access to the gateway just yet. Jeremy's going to hit with the Incubus CC. Potential opportunity for Vuller to put some dots. Jared does have a Cloak of Shadows in case he needs to. And just may use Cloak of Shadows. Looks like the Incubus CC was still applied on the Rogue, even though he was dotted up and rotting. Get a shot to Vuller right after. Back-to-back Eviscer. Shadow Strike to fall, and Jared does end up taking him out. Oh my goodness. That was actually such a close duel between the two. I honestly felt like Vuller maybe potentially could have had him, but Affliction Warlocks, even though they've gotten buffed offensively, they still do have a hard time with some of the physical damage out there. The defensively, they haven't been buffed at all. The physical damage is still a little bit tough to deal with, and a Rogue in particular. I mean, out of all the classes to go up against, gonna be Kitty Cat Tat. Kitty Tat. Up next was Jared picking up the eyes. I think looking for the Feral. Feral not trying not to give him an opener at all. Trying to see if maybe he can reposition Jared. If he sees where the Feral's at, he could potentially just get the opener on him immediately. Shadow Dance. It's a cheap shot. Not letting the cat go at all. Going to be immediate trinket wall by Kitty Tat. And I think he's playing the Taken Legendary. Get a shot immediately by Jared as a blind cat if he wants to do it. Try to get him low and just going to turn around. Just going to reset. Kitty just used Barkskin. He hasn't got sapped at all. So that could be a full reset. But Jared is running the Resonator Trinket. I think this could be over. Because Kitty may have an emerged healed here. May have emerged a Friends and Regen. But a 50% dampener? I mean, I don't know if that's going to be enough. Cheap shot. Try to see if he can blast with some damage. Goes emerge to regen. There's going to be back-to-back cheap shots. Try to keep him airtight as best as possible. Another Viscerate taking him out. Oh my goodness. These rogues, man. absolutely blasting people out of the game. Absolutely taking them out. I can't believe it. Yo, Rogue 10% nerf, dude. Doing a lot for the minute. Doing a lot for the minute. Alright, boys, let's get another up and running, yeah? Another duel up and running for the day, boys. Dude, I can't wait to do these over on the Dragonflight. I can't wait to do these on Dragonflight, and I really want to try doing these over on the Wrath of Lich King too. I'm originally meant to try this in the beta. Hey, how do you keep with these? Join up some LFG. So most of the groups are going to be posted in the today's deals are NA. We do the deals on Friday EU, Saturday NA. If you want to join them, we host them in the Dungeon and Raids Premier Group. And usually, like, if you just type in number 5 in the Raids, like I see, you should be able to find groups for 5 following the duels. We host them in the Raid section, so we can utilize the cross-faction invite system in order to get my boys in here. PD, you are more than welcome to join. Anybody on NA is welcome to join. No special requirements, just join up one of the groups that's available. We got Nick looking for groups. We got Night King looking for +1 right now. That's it. It's just a group organized, community organized duels. Anybody and everybody could join. What's up, Chris? It's hope rogues get nerfed to Oblivion next expansion. I hope not, just because I play a rogue. But I don't blame anybody. Like after season 3 and season 4 of after season 3 and season 4 of Shadowlands, I won't blame anybody who's like, you know what? I hope rogues are unplayable, worthless scumbags that nobody wants in their groups for the entire next expansion. I won't blame anybody for saying that. I'm a rogue main, and I don't like that statement, but I can't disagree with it. You know what I mean? Like I can't support that statement, but I see your point, you know what I mean? I think our rogue is only playing efficient because he has like 260 item level, same with Druid. That's a good. That's a good. Anybody and everybody is welcome to join these duels, man. I don't really care much about item levels. I think everybody should be able to get a shot at these duels. If you can go from 100 0 to an CC, needs a nerf. You don't think you should be able to? That's what rogues used to be able to do for like every expansion, I think, wasn't it? Be able to go 100 0 in a crowd control chain. I think the only time you that was kind of like extreme is back in Classic, where the crowd control chain was extremely long, right? They would sit like 2 blinds, 3 sets of saps, 6 sets of saps, killer shot, sheep shot, which didn't DR with each other, right? A rogue could basically get somebody from 100 0 while crowd controlling the whole time using prep, because trinkets was super weird back then. Only certain classes could break out of a certain CC, and if you can break out of an incap, blind, or stun, you're basically over. Like, rogues were able to do that naked. Rogues and Buster says the game came out. Yeah, rogues have always had that. You make him godly PM PvP, but keep him decent. That's exactly, I think, the best way to put it, Fatha. Is to make, let them be not godly OP, but keep them decent. And finding that, like, middle ground of keeping them decent is difficult. Because rogues is a class that also scales really well with endgame gear, which isn't something you could really do. Like, from the beginning, rogues have always, except at the very beginning of Classic, rogues didn't really scale with gear, like the ability of a wizard scale with level. Besides Classic, generally, for the last few expansions, rogues scale well with gear. Rogues generally do really well at endgame gear. Sometimes they do well at the start, but they usually do well at the end. Technically, Shadowlands Season 3 was our endgame final tier. This is just a bonus tier with a high item levels. So rogues were already scaling with the endgame in Season 3. What do you think is going to happen in Season 4? 10% Eviscerate does very little because we're already scaling so well with gear, and we're about to get even better item levels. It like counteracts it, and our Eviscerates are going to hit probably harder in this season. So this 10% nerf isn't really to take the Eviscerate out of the game. It's more like, let's make sure Eviscerate can't hit for twice your health bar, just 150% of your health bar. I don't see a group that should be out in the Raids Legacy section 5v1 with Night King. You can also join this group by joining our community over on the NA and EU. If you join the community, you should be able to join in. Looks like Night King is ready. Yo, Sensei, let me know if you got a 5-man. We'll be good to go, boys. Did you find so because damage isn't too high? I can have both. True, you can't have both. You gotta get a crazy good CC or damage, but you can't have both. Again, like, hopefully we'll see the classes are tuned when it comes to like Dragonflight beta, boys. The late beta, we'll see a better idea of how classes are tuned. Right now, it's settled to rogue talents. A lot of them don't work yet, but I'm waiting for them to start finally functioning and working. Then I want to take a look at them very closely. But rogues are looking really good, man. Is the eviscerate only for PvP? Yes, it was only for PvP. It's a PvP only change. They nerfed the Sepsis Conduit for PvP, they nerfed the Vanish Legendary for PvP, and then nerfed the Eviscerate only for PvP. And they also adjusted Rogue so that Conduit that gives you shadow damage, right? Whenever you Eviscerate or Black Powder, you get bonus shadow damage. That only works for rogue abilities. It doesn't work for external things like Sylvanas Dagger. So it adjusted us a little bit in this season. It's a very slight adjustment. I don't think it's stopping rogues in general. No, they're still good for PvE. Sub and Owl right now are doing really good in PvE at the moment. Owl in particular in this Cassanathria, incredible. I think Assassination is about to blow up once you can get your best slot gear in the next few raids. The sound system is a great opportunity to allow builds with focus more to see and bounce makes it all. Yes, Trim. That's true, because you get a lot more tools right now. Like you can pick up, as a rogue, you can pick up Prey on the Weak and Internal Bleeding as Assassination. But if you are going for like CC tools, you are having to deal up some damage. And yeah, right now, Chris is a perfect opportunity to balance those kind of things. You can pick up some amazing crowd control utility, but like you'll be costing yourself some damage. I like the shoes, guys. Let's go, boys. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Yo, Sensei, let me know if you're ready, my guy, because Night King is ready to go. Let me know when you guys are ready. As soon as you are ready, Night King is ready to go, my boy. I know he is, but we gotta know. I just gotta know if Nick is working, or if Nick is ready. Instead of Nick is working. Do not pin Darren passes stacks with the Enter Soulbind and Food Buff. It should. I believe it should. I haven't tried it, but it should be able to stack together. Yes. A lot of those abilities stack together, like the Ventia buff. One of them works for like one of the Ventia buffs buffs your weapon enchant, and it works for Death Knight's enchant. So I'm guessing because it works for Death Knight's enchant, it should also work for the it should also work for the food buff as well. Alright. I want to ask Sensei if he's ready. I don't know if he's on stream or not, so I can just whisper him directly here in game if I need to. As soon as Snake is ready, we'll be good to go. Capacity to speed. Okay, yo, Speed, hit me up, my guy. Yo, Speed, hit me up. Had to dip. That's all good. Yo, Speed, my boy, where you at? I gotta get you in here, man. Where you at, my guy? Yo, Speed, hit me up real quick. It will be good to go, my man, unless the group fell apart. Or, if the group fell apart, maybe we can get somebody else to make a group and reform it. Pick up the scraps, pick up some of those boys, make a second group for 5V5 1V1 DUELS, yeah? By the way, boys, hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful Saturday afternoon. Tomorrow we got a day off, but I think tomorrow I might just do some alpha stuff, because King also got alpha as well, so I think me and King could probably get into some dungeons over in the alpha. I still need to test out Rested Druid changes. I want a Rested Druid and Rested Shaman. I haven't got to play those at all. Are you US or EU? Normally I am US, but we do these duels on EU and US. Friday is EU, Saturday as NA, and today's Saturday, so we're doing these duels over on NA. But yesterday we did these duels over on the EU with the regular boys. I'm gonna stream this set alpha stuff? Yeah, I probably will. Yeah, I've been streaming a lot of the alpha recently. I mean, normally Thursday and Saturday are my days off, but I've been streaming a lot of the Dragonflight alpha, even on my days off. I do want to play some Season 4 though. I think maybe Monday I'll do some Season 4 stuff. I'll see how I'm feeling it. But Saturday, Sunday, I'm thinking maybe do some alpha stuff instead of taking a day off. I do need to fix my sleep schedule if I do that now, because I noticed myself like, man, I'm just getting exhausted. I'm doing a lot more streams than I usually do, but I'm definitely finding myself a lot more exhausted than ever. So I definitely got to do better at that though. I definitely got to do way better at that. But yeah, I do need to check out Rested Druid. I need to check out like a kitty damage build for Esto. I think it'd be really fun. I need to check out the damage build for Restoration Shaman as well. That should be really good. I gotta play some games with Soul too, dude. I gotta get my 2s done with Chicago. So I also got people asking me to do Mythic Pluses as well this season. Man, it's a lot going on, dude. It's a lot going on. This season, Season 4 is actually gonna be really, really busy for me. Because I'm even doing like the, not MTI, but the Great Push. SP decided to put a group together for the Great Push. So he got a couple boys in, so I'm going to be playing with them. playing Rogue, and they even said like, yo, when turning realms are up, you better make a Alliance character. They're looking really, really good. I'm not sure if I want to go for Alliance Night Elf or if I want to go for like a Dark Iron Dwarf. I'm thinking Dwarfs would be better. But I need to figure out that meta, just like which one is actually stronger. But it's going to be really fun. Being able to play some Dark Iron or a Night Elf potentially, and just do some great push stuff. But apparently we already have a day when we're going to be putting together and doing stuff. Tripple's ready? I understand, but do we have a second group though, boys? Because Speed, or Nick said, did pass the group to Speed. But does Speed have a group, or is the group ready, or did it all disband? Hey, Sensei said he passed the 5v5 group. Is the group still together, or did it disband? I'm asking Casper real quickly, because otherwise you may have to make a second 5v5 1v1 group, boys. But yeah, I'm trying to get us into more 5v5s 1v1 if I can. It is banned. Okay, it is banned. Boys, who here wants to make a second 5v5 1v1 group? Because the group that we had with Nick and Speed just banned. Where's my boy Seawork, by the way? Hold on, let me peep him. They all left after the match, so I left him. Okay, all good. Okay, all good. Yo, anybody want to make a second group for 5v5 1v1 duels, boys? Is Seawork just gone for the day? Unfortunate, man. I would have loved to see my boy Seawork in here. Oh, Spart, dude. I wonder how Spart is enjoying the Arcane buffs. He gotta be loving them though, dude. He's gotta be loving them. That would be fantastic to see my boy return. Because Arcane looked really good with Scarlet popping off. Let's see. Does anybody in the chat wants to make a second 5v5 1v1 group, boys? Because Night King needs a couple of boys to go up against. Because Sensei and Chicago was leader of the group, but Chicago had to go, so they passed it to Sensei, and then they passed the lead to Casper because he had to go, and the group kind of disbanded. So if anyone wants to make a 5v5 1v1 group over on the NA, boys, let me know. It's really easy. All you gotta do is list yourself in Raid's Legacy, and just call it like 5v5 1v1 or something, and then I'll add you on Real ID and we'll queue versus Night King back to back. But hopefully we can make one going, boys. So if somebody wants to make a group, boys, let me know if you want to make one. And we'll try to see if we can get some more duels over for the NA. I had a couple for the EU, but I definitely want to give NA group a chance to play. Although, sometimes at the beginning of the season, it is a little bit difficult getting groups together, depending on what everybody's doing. Beginning of the season, everybody's trying to get the Conquest Cabs done, everybody's trying to gear their character. Sometimes, like, first week, it's kind of difficult for the groups for duels. Ewok, you can if you want, my guy. You totally can if you want him. Yeah, we just need a second group. We have Night King ready with a 5-man. We just need a second group if we can. Okay, my whole group with the KG Trinket. Yo, yeah. That happened to us all the time during Prague. Jake, it happened to us all the time during Prague. Like when we were doing Castle Nathia way back in the day, we would have ourselves like I forget what it is. I think the Nathri is the one who killed us a lot. It was Memnarch. He's our tank. He picked up that trinket on his warrior. And he was kind of running all over people. Like, every time he's about to get low, I feel like he was just panicking and running into the group. I doubt he was doing it on purpose, but every time he was panicking, he would get close to the group, like, hoping to get a heal, maybe. And then he would just end up getting cleaved by Denathrius and just getting popped off. And then the trinket keeps him alive, but then everybody else around him dies. It is so strong back then. Join community? We have the community invite. I think it's, let me see if I can find it. I had it right here. Here we go. NA community duel thing. Here we go, my guy. Type this link in to join the community. That should be like the keyword you should be able to type up to join the community. But that's like the easiest way to join in. Is Office gonna play tonight? Potentially. We got Sensei, we got Chicago, we got the boys in here. We got the Rain Rainbows Crossroad community. Yeah, but we do need a second group for 5v5 1v1 duels if we want to get up and running, boys. So if somebody wants to make a group, let me know. Listen and Raise Legacy. We're doing a second group, boys. We're doing Streets of the whole group laugh. Yo, that's the best part, man. When you're hanging out with homies, getting your 5-mans done. And then if you're just having fun, even if you're wiping and dying, dude, that's the best vibe to be in, man. That is the best environment to be in. I think my favorite times doing Mythic Pluses is not, I mean, pushing 3K is super fun with the homies, with SP and Briar. But My favorite part of Mythic Plus was doing keys with guildies, trying to push up, wiping over and over, and laughing the entire time. That would be literally my literal best environment to be in 5-mans. That's why I feel like I just can't really do pugging that much anymore. I used to be able to pug like everything solo, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It's so hard to pug nowadays. It's very, very difficult to pug. But yeah, there's the code if you guys want to join the community. Copy the invite code, log into WoW, navigate to guilds and communities, click on join community, paste the code in the clipboard, and you should be good to go. You should be good to go, boys. Do you have a second group? Yo, we're still looking for a second 5v5 group, boys. My goldfish is traveling him with the best wives of the homies. What the? Goldfish is traveling having the best wives of the homies. Exactly. What the? What? Oh no. Yo, hey, boys, we're still looking for another 5v5 group. If somebody wants to host one, let me know. Help out us tremendously. Try to get another up and running so my boy Nike gets a chance to play. Every time I join to get declined. Yo, Ian, I don't think we have a second group available. I think the only one that's up right now is with Night King. Have a second one like custom PvP by any chance? Somebody do one custom maybe? No. Yeah, if somebody wants to host one, well, they're welcome to, man, in Red's Legacy. If you guys done it before, or if you're willing to give it a try, because hosting a group is really, really easy. You just put one up, get people in, invite them, literally take everybody you can see, and we queue up versus Night King. I do the rest, and you just get a queue. That's all we gotta do. If somebody needs to put one together, let me know. By the way, Ewok, hope you're having good on my man. How you doing this evening? Hope you're having a good night tonight. I'll try to get some more in here, boys. I don't want my boy Night King coming in here and be like, you know what? 2 games, Dunsky. No authenticator, made one in custom PvE. We'll try to invite. No authenticator, but made one in custom PvE. Wait, it won't let you do one in custom PvP, or? Oh, really? So it won't let you unless you got authenticator. We got a group 2 so far. Wait, Ian, you have one? Hold on. Is it listed in the Raids Legacy? Yo, if you guys got a group, list it in a Raids Legacy and call like 5v5 groups. The reason we list them in Raids Legacy is so we have cross-faction enabled, so people of other factions can join your group. Alliance and Horde won't matter. Yeah, Ian, if you actually got a group, list it in Raids Legacy. Call like 5v5 Duels or something. Like as long as you have number 5 in there somewhere, like 5v5 Duels, Dalaran, something along those lines. It's not super crazy. As long as you have the number 5 in there when people search for number 5, you'll find it easily. So yeah, let me know how that goes. But yeah, thank you so much for making a group, man. I appreciate it. It's in custom raid. Is it Raids Shadowlands? Raids Legacy. There's no way the group, no group's looking. What'd you call the group? If you call the group like 5v5 Duels, you're good to go, unless you're trying to queue it up on EU, and then that would be kind of awkward. Wait, 4, 5. In custom raid. If you're trying to queue it on the EU, that may be the reason why we can't see it, because today's duels are all in NA. But yeah, that may not work out. Let me know if you're EU or NA, my man, because I'm having a hard time finding the group. He canceled it? Uh-oh. Okay. That's fine. Do we have anybody else that want to make a group, boys? Anybody else that want to host one? Because my boy Night King, we still needs another group to go after, man. Because they need to go get another group to verse after him. Dude, I gotta get water. Group fell apart? Yeah. So it was a sensei that got the group, and then he passed it on to Casper, but then after he passed it on to Casper, they kind of fell apart. Checking them on a name? In Raids Legacy? Or are you doing like in Raids Shadowlands? Yeah, I'm not seeing it anywhere. What'd you call the group? Oh, Chicago started one. Boys! My man, Chicago. Chicago, if you gotta go, man, you gotta go. You don't have to make a group together, my man. It's all good. It's all good, my guy. Boys, if y'all want to join in, Chicago does have one. Real quickly, 5V5 1v1 Duels over in Raid Legacy, boys. My boy Chicago, taking one for the team. Just wanted to go chilling for the day. We don't have groups. Chicago's putting them together. Appreciate you, my man. Boys, join Chicago in Raid Legacy real quick. Get him in here. I'm with Chicago. Sound good, sound good. Yeah, get in here, boys. We just need 3 more, and we'll queue versus Night King. We'll queue you guys as much as you want to until the end of the night. Yo, let me get water real quick. I feel like really, really dehydrated today. 2 more, boys. Let's go. Just 2 more. How we doing, dudes? It's 2 more. Alright. Oh man, I think I'm getting sick. Oh, the Gubers making a group isn't rocket science. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. We got one together. We got the boy Chicago. 2 more. If you guys want to join in, more than welcome to. If you want to get your friends in here, also more than welcome to. Night King, do you still have 5 ready to go? Or is the group still looking for more as well? Or Ryuatsuki? Hopefully we're all good to go. We're all good to go, boys. Dudes, I've been exhausted over the last 2 days, man. Yesterday was such a tough day for me. I don't know if you guys can see it on stream or not, but yesterday was a toughie. Complete toughie. Night King with a 5. Let's go, boys. We just need 2 more, but in Chicago we'll be good to go. Hell yeah. Hell yes, boys. I still have to get a couple of keys done this week, man. I still gotta get a couple of them done. I gotta get a Grimrail Depot done, and I gotta get a Lower Kara done. I did an Upper Kara. I don't remember Upper Kara being as hard as it is. People, let's go, boys and girls. What's up, Fatal Limits? How you doing, man? Want to join us some? We need 2 more over the Team Chicago. Boys, check them out over in Raids Legacy. They need 2 more. Alliance and Horde, both welcome over on the NA. Anybody and everybody is welcome. Try to get 2 more. Q versus Night King. Get you guys some good old games in there, because I feel like Night King is another game, like a proper one before at least. I mean, Night King's good. Let's go. Yo, you got any friends that want to join in, Fatal? Because we got Chicago's group. You can get your friends in that one, yeah? You got any homies if you got any homies in the raid finder or beat tag. Upper Kara's overtuned? Yeah, it feels like Upper Kara was pretty easy back in Legion, wasn't it? Upper Kara, I remember Karas that used to be really easy back in Legion. People loved Lower Kara. Also, I loved when a warrior got body slammed by a woke chest part. Yeah. It seems like it's everything is hitting a little bit harder than it used to back in Upper. Like the Medivh arcane phase with the birds is absolutely brutal. Like the healing required for Wreath is actually kind of high, isn't it? I feel like that whole instance could get nerfed a little bit too. Mustard's up to you. What's up, Seal Boy? How you doing, man? Oh, glad you enjoyed it. I can change the region to a name? I don't know if you can. I know if you have a separate account, you can. You could basically hop on the NA account, but I don't think you can change the region though. Boys, find the group over in Raids Legacy. They need 2 more. We'll be good to go. Roll Grimrail into Gambit. So happy. Oh yeah, that's a much easier key. Although I don't think Grimrail might be the worst key either, though. Is it? I thought Grimrail was doable. Could be wrong, though. There we go. If you guys want to join in the the community, that will be the link, PD. Unless it's something else is trying to blink. We do have an EU community though, so if you guys want to join that one as well, that works. So this would be the link to the EU community right here. So we have one on EU, one for NA, so you guys can join either one. It's more horrible than Dogs by a long shot. Really? I've heard the last boss of Dogs was apparently really, really bad. When we did it, he was slapping our tank for 60k a pop, but I think they also nerfed him a little bit. I know they also adjusted it so you can't get screwed over by quaking when you get knocked back, because everybody would get knocked back and stuck together and quaking would go off once everybody's stacked. I think they adjusted it so maybe there's like an immunity from quaking, or the quaking doesn't go off like shortly before the mechanic happens, so you no longer get screwed over. But it should basically it should be able to bypass quaking if it does hit you with that mechanic, at the very least. But yeah, yo, we need one more for Team Chicago, boys. One more, uno más. Just one more beautiful, beautiful soul join in Team Chicago to verse against Night King himself. But I gotta get a Grim Rail done, man. I gotta get a Grim Rail done. I gotta get a lower carry down. I'm kind of waiting for my guildies to actually have a Grim Rail lower going. I have a 14 Grim Rail, so maybe I'll just do them with my guildies, because apparently 14s is how you farm up gear the most efficient way right now. But I kind of want that score too. I feel like I don't necessarily need a 15, but like, I guess a 14 would do it, yeah? Worst to worst, I do have a 14, so I might as well see if it turns into like a 15 or a 16. Because maybe that 14 turns into a Kara, because that will work out. I swear, if you're on EU, all the kids you want, dude, yeah, I really should start playing on Dragonflight on EU, man. It'd be a whole another experience. Because I know Athel said like he'd be down to do if I was on there. I got a Grim 16, a lower 19. Oh, that's actually exactly what I need. What the? Also, Rogue is really good right now. So, like, wow. My spec is incredibly good at the moment. So, we're in a good spot. Like, my spec would actually be pretty insane for keys right now, too. I was able to do like a 20k DPS in a Gambit, which is... I'm not used to Outlaw doing that well in the Gambit, but apparently we do pretty well in the Gambit right now, so... I won't say no to that. And apparently Rogue is able to do 25s easily, but I think that's only logged 25s. But I may be able to do like even higher as an overall, because logs are not everything. They don't have all the logs. We're still looking for +1, boys, over for a 5-5 group over in Raid's Legacy. What stats do you check us out? Well, I think right now it's recommended to take crit, so I just take crit. Mastery is definitely no-go. He's just gonna... It's good single target, but not amazing. Crit and Versa are best tab, but because Versa has a, like half value, Versa is technically good for survivability as well, but like it's so weird. Yo, my boy Chicago back in with a 5. Yo, let's go. If there are guys in a good arena, we gotta go Night King and Chicago 5. I'll throw my favorite man. Night King? Wait, did I mess it up? What, I messed it up? Night King, Chicago. Chicago, by the way, thank you so much for putting a group together. I know you were trying just to chill for the night, but I appreciate you for taking one for the team and trying to throw one together. Thanks so much, fam. I really appreciate it. Yo, boys, we got us this 5V5 1v1 Duels. Let's go. I'm gonna throw you in the best arenas I can, man. Can you change my region to an A? On BNet? Not really. Unless you have like a separate account. That's the only way you can do it, as far as I know. We got a lot of boomies? What the hell is this? Hey, hold up. Our boomies are really good now. Couple of boomies in here, boys. Chicago is the homie. Yeah, it's not Chris Ventier. Apparently Haste is not Ventier. Really? Haste if not Ventier. Wait, why Crit is Ventier? Is it because we already get natural haste from the Ventier ability? That's weird. I never even thought about it. But I get you wouldn't really play anything that isn't Ventier, right? I guess you could play Necrolord, which is kind of okay, but like... Yeah, I don't know. Dude, if we weren't 5 target cap for like 8 target cap, I think you would easily take Necrolord for the churn and the calm points, because that would be big value. But right now we're so capped, it's not even funny. It's actually ridiculous. The Twitch. We got us a C1 together with Alpha's joining in as Morgan, potentially going to be first up. Chilpa's on a standby as on only. We got Fatal Limit, we got us a Scarlet and Buller. We got all the casters in the world over in Team 1 with Alaray. We actually got some casters over in Team 2 as well. Double boomy caster with Byron's on the back. We got Ewok, we got us a Sonars, we got a Chicago joining back in with Alaray. Not really in a good spot right now. I'm going to go back in a bear form. That's going to be a full transformed pet, empowered, ready to go with Alaray trying to see if they can swing out a quick psych, but trying not to get interrupted. Does get to catch Alphras, forcing out a chink out of the Death Knight. Barskin, while in bear form, quick batch at Alphras, looking to escape, got himself full Starfall rolling in. Starfall did get bugged by 15%. I don't know if it's worth pressing in PvP. but it may be because of the starburst. It's gonna be Alarin super low on health. Bareform got himself the starburst, potentially could get a knockup onto Alphys. Is it gonna be a knockup onto that pet? Hope to go for a knockup and a knockback, but looks like that is gonna be the Soul Reaper locking him down, executing him. Quick kidney shot by Ewok, got himself full Shadow Blades ready to go, trying to get some stabs in there. Alphys trying to get some damage back of his own, gonna be yoinking him back in as the rogue is gonna go for a vanish. Death and Decay down. The pet somehow still knows or not. The pet is attacking Chicago instead. Uh-oh. Alphys pulling the pet back, trying not to break the 5-5 dueling rules, trying to keep it as clean of a 1v1 as humanly possible. Boomies? Yeah, Boomies. We actually got some Boomies in here, man. Byron's is a Boomkin. That's an interesting mog. I think that white tabard with the red kind of clashes color-wise, but it kind of works for you. Get a shot for Alphys. It's going to be Ewok trying to get him back up in there. Going to be quick invasion as the stun comes out. Alphys sending out the army of the undead with a quick stun by the pet. Transformation to follow. Just trying to see if he can slow down the rogue. The rogue is changing some spikes back to back on Alphys. Could potentially get some spikes on these pets as well. Gets a lot of comp points. Going to be quick fear as it dies real low with Cloak and Shadows. Can maybe try to escape. Has advantage in case he needs to. Potential should be using advantage. Back it up out of there completely. And it's going to be clawed down by the ghoul with a quick new fresh flesh shot for Alphys. And Chicago going to be up next, trying to give this man as much of an opportunity for an honor duel, letting him get some cooldowns back whenever Alphys is ready, letting him make the first strike. The Chain of Ice opens the duel. Chicago getting gripped in with the grippy hand. Going to be a silence immediately onto the Shaman. Does have a pre-wall rolling in there though. Wall or IMS by Alphys. Some Chicago, I think, trying to see if he can maybe get the Army of the Dead join in. It's going to be a couple of ghouls spawning one after the other. Alphys is trying to see if he can maybe prolong the damage and try to get some magic death claws into Chicago back to back. Continuously getting the procs of the Spell Warden. The Spell Warden in PvP Town did get nerfed. It doesn't give you as much of a damage reduction anymore, but it does do quite a bit of work though. Gonna be Chicago with a full army that's surrounded by the army. Not really a lot they can do. Trying to go for a Thunder. It's gonna be Aegis Stricken for the magic damage with the physical. Oh! Unforged, the physical damage still able to blast right through the Aegis Trinket. And that's going to be a quick execute to follow. Sonaris trying to go for a quick sepsis and big damage into the not AMS. Spellborn by Alphys may have to burn the IBF here. Massive viscer by the rogue. Evasion to follow. Does get a stun onto the rogue. Trying to see if he can take him down. As Sonaris is trying to see if he can maybe do enough damage. The bleeds of the points is just enough to get Alphys low. AMS available for the death that very soon could potentially at least immune. Imagine but the kid shot with the bleeds is going to end up setting him over the edge. With Fatal Limit going to be up next. Trying to see if they can play up to the Affliction with so many Affliction Warlocks joining in into the arena, into the PvP season with the recent buffs. I think we'll be seeing a lot more Afflictions overall, which I actually don't mind whatsoever. Like that dot-based gameplay in a 5-5 1v1 duel is perfect. Legend is bugged. That's unfortunate, Ewok. That's unfortunate, man. If you want to fix a Lego, you may have to take it off, put it back on, just to make sure that works. Sometimes it bugs out though. Usually it bugs out with a Unity. By the way, Sonaris, I like your Mog. That's huge. Also still playing Night Fae, even though the Night Fae ability got nerfed by quite a bit. Interesting. Let's see how well it works out. Fatal, did he pick up the eyes earlier? It looks like he didn't. Just waiting for Sonaris to go up next. That's going to be Vendetta available. Has a full kit shot ready to go for Fatal Limit. Are you playing that Vendetta cooldown reduction legendary? I don't think you are, so maybe you're playing for the big Vanish one-shot Lego, potentially. But it's hard to tell exactly what he's playing. Gonna be Fatal, taking a bit of damage. Sonaris, who with Mortal Cold. Fatal trying to get all the dots on the Sonaris. Has a cloak shot as in case he wants to. Gonna be advantage out of the rogue defensive and trying to get himself a sipping cup with a slice and a swirling. Just trying to see if they can just abate all those dots. Definitely should get himself a re-stealth in order to apply a shield. Otherwise, you're just melting my guy. Blinded to Fatal Limit. Gonna be the pets dotted up. Cloak shot is made to come out really early. It looks like you actually just dead unless you use something. Cloak really late. Oh no, Shadow Step past him. That pet is going to be able to slap you down in just a moment. Evasion? No, not yet. But the pet Succubus could just do it. Big Fate Sepsis. Big damage on the Fatal. Does try to wall in the last second. Going to be mad damage. That's going to be big trade. As Fatal does get hit with a cheap shot. Looks like he may be able to get Sonaris over the edge though, with a Vendetta still rolling in. Trying to land a fear. I think it's over. I think there's no way Sonaris gets it, but not going for this restelts over and over, I feel like is what really sets him, is what really tipped him over. Because he had himself a really fantastic go, like a perfect go. And it looks like he did play that stealthy shield, but definitely to keep catching re-stealths over and over in order to bypass the damage from the dots. Gonna be a quick fear onto Byron's as he just absolutely blasted out Fatal. Bash to follow, got him some full celestial alignment, knocking him out in the open. And trying just to let the dots maybe kind of whittle him down. Looks like Byron's is playing the Necrolord, so if he goes in for a Starfall, I think Starfall damage does actually apply with that Necrolord buff. If he got himself the Swarm in particular, gonna be a second CC on a Bumpkin. I guess Bumpkin isn't really a beast, it's more like a humanoid, isn't it? But I never really seen a Bumpkin get CC like that. I think Shapeshift you weren't able to be hit with a... I thought in Shapeshift for druids in general you couldn't get hit with a Succubus Seduction, but I guess I'm wrong. Fatal trying to see if he could swing around the corner. Byron's just kind of bailing out of there for a bit, staying bare from trying to give himself a couple of regrowths just for a bit of recovery. And Fatal just trying to give the pressure on him, letting the dots rot him down. Byron's a faith can remove the curses though, but otherwise he's a good spot. Should be at least. Fatal is just walking by him, trying to get a full solo. Gonna be a quick silence, but Byron's with a cycle to follow. Just trying to see if he can maybe reduce some of the pressure for Fatal, especially inside of his cooldowns. But the dots, together with Dark Soul, are still burning Byron's quite a bit. Got himself a little bit of a self-heal with Friends and Regen. But that's gonna be absorbed by Fatal, literally on top of him. Doesn't even give him much chance to go anywhere. Byron's just trying to see if he can escape a Mortical with the Dark Blade. Everything Solar getting set up, full set of dots. Bart's gonna go for Byron's. Definitely needs to make sure he dispel that agony as soon as possible. Cyclone onto Fatal, back in the bear with Barskin. Maybe he can get himself friends in region. Regal trying to keep himself alive as best as possible. But Byron's is still in such a tight spot right now, under a ton of pressure. Trying to give himself whatever healing he can, but it's still just in a really tight spot. Fleshcraft, maybe that Fleshcraft is what lets him recover here. If he's able to get some kind of damage with Fatal, delay the dots, try to keep the agony off him as best as possible, limit the amount of soul shards generated by Fatal, maybe he'll be in a good spot because every time Fatal generates soul shards, that could just be a ramping of all the Zaz. The corruption, Holy Stable Fiction in particular, when those are ramped up, could be really tough. Gonna be a trinket for Byron's, but I don't really know how this Booby is gonna be able to recover. 18% dampener is able to at least keep himself alive. Phasing, the self healing is still doing work. Rear grips as well as Barefoot Friends in region are keeping him alive. Fatal is kind of at half a shell, did burn a dark pack just now, so maybe Byron's can make a play. Gonna be Soul Rod around the corner. Byron's trying to go for a silence, does land it, trying to see if he can get himself an eclipse, potentially mere big damage, does get the swarm back into Fatal. Fatal with a wall and dark pack still rolling on him, trying to drain some health from Byron's, but all those dot damage should potentially get Fatal low enough. Byron's trying to set out a couple of start starters here and there. The dot damage is doing a little bit of work. It's starting to ramp up. Stun onto Fatal. Gonna be immediate seduction though as the stun happens. Fatal got himself a Mortical. Maybe can go for a little bit of recovery. Fear onto Byron's. Perfect opportunity for him to get some dots in, especially if you can get yourself on a stable fiction on him. Got himself the full dot, full damage, ready to go, full burst available. Dark Glare in order to amplify all his dots to be a little bit more brutal. And Byron's just trying to avoid him as best as he can. Regrows back to back. Fatal try to catch up to him if possible, but I don't know if he really can. Not against the Druid. Byron's barely alive, but we are hitting 9-minute mark, 25% dampener. And Barnes is still hanging in there barely. Fatal is also half alive too. If only Barnes can also get some dots on the pet as well. Maybe Star Surges, back-to-back damage. Fatal with a shield. Barnes has no help whatsoever. Got himself Barskin with a bear from that is going to give him a little bit of that survivability. The pet is low on health. If the pet has that green buff around it, that means the pet is actually taking quite a bit of damage, especially when it comes to damage over time. So maybe Barnes could take down the pet to make sure you can secure no dots on him. Mortical by Fatal Limit. Try to see if you can CC him. Fear onto Barnes. Try to get some Stable Affliction with the full Malefic Rapture. I think it's over. And it is over. Wow. Affliction looks popping off, man. Alvarez with 2 kills, by the way. And then Rogue sniped him out with that Night Fae. I like it. I like it. Let's get another one going, boys. Yeah, at least one for the road, yeah? One more for the night, boys. A little late. What's up? What's up, Jack? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. Sub Lego Goat. Yo, that Lego is actually pretty fun. It's good that they're keeping that Lego as a potential talent going forward in Dragonflight, especially with so many shadow damage buffs. I feel like you could give some a fat Gloomblade go. Although they're nerfing some of that Gloomblade interaction, but you can get yourself like a fatty 30k crit with a Gloomblade potentially. At least, except a lot of the talents over on Dragonflight right now still don't fully function. But once they do, you can go for a couple of Shadow Strike to build up damage over Backstab. Once Gloomit properly works, you'll be able to do full Shadow damage with bonus damage on it. Then you also get the talent that buffs all Shadow damage you do. So, big Gloomblade to follow. Massive damage. That can be really good together. People this one. Yo, boys, we just did a +1 over for the boy Chill Pills. If you guys want to join in, check them out in Raid's Legacy section. You guys are more welcome to join up. Just need one more, would be good to go. Damn, they're hurt from fighting shamans and druids and 3v3s. Yeah, exactly. Chip is one and we're ready to go. Let's go, boys. One more and we're good to go. Boomies actually didn't do that bad, did they? I would like to see Ori maybe play with the recent buff to Boomies. Chicago got a 5 ready to go. That's awesome. Just need one more for Night King. Are we doing cross faction? Yes, we are. Spart, you're more than welcome to. There's a group of in Raid's Legacy for the cross faction goodness specifically. So if you want to join up, you gotta spot my guy. How you doing, by the way? How you liking them arcane buffs, man? 50% buff to missiles? That's looking pretty juicy, especially if you play the Ventier arcane mage, or even Night Fate too, just for the big blaster burst, and you have a fatty damage together with all those missiles as well. So juicy. Oh my god, imagine that buff with the new Dragonflight version of of Arcane. Let me put you guys in what are we going to put you guys in? Hook point. I'll put you guys in Hook point. I like Hook. Juicy. Oh my god, yeah, it must be huge because it only that burst is fantastic, but also you have the damage together from touching the Magi and everything. That must be incredible. Absolutely incredible to play with. Because otherwise it was going to put you guys in like Dalaran, see where's the Lord Run arena. I thought maybe this arena would give you guys enough line of sight to actually be able to make something happen. I don't want to put you guys out in the open with all these Death Knights. I think it'd be too unfair. We got Spart, we got Scarlet, 2 Arcanes. Yo, I like it. We'll see how these boys do, yeah? Let's get Team Chicago another opportunity to play. Again, Chicago, thank you so much for putting the groups together, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Honestly, if you want to go chill, hey, would have perfectly understood it. But thank you so much for putting the groups together. I very much appreciate it. Alright, boys, let's have some fun with these 5v5s here. Giving you a best 5v5 shot that you can. Just have some fun with this one, boys, yeah? Have some fun with this set of duels. Have a good time, yeah? Do Twitch. We got ourselves Team 2 together with Aliray. I messed up your name completely. With Byron as Boomkin, we got ourselves Ewok as a Outlaw, we got Sedaris as Assassination, and we got Chicago gonna be first up versus Spart. My man Sparticle. Coming back in with them arcane buffs, gonna be all the time for Spart. Trying to see if he maybe can get some damage to Chicago. Chicago just stripping him of all the buffs, trying to interrupt the mirrors of the tournament. Gonna be a quick sunder. Eventually, those mirrors are gonna silence you and root you. So he's trying to deny any kind of abilities that will proc a lot of that damage. That's gonna be Spart getting hit with a capacitor totem inside of the static totem. Unable to really go anywhere. Next, Ghost without Chicago could potentially trip the final mirrors of tournament, but Spartan right now find himself with actually not a lot of health, trying to see if he may be able to fish some procs, maybe get himself a couple of missiles back to back. With the missiles buffs, you're trying to spend mana in order to get clear casting procs. Once you get clear casting procs, you're trying to build them up, and that can build up a lot of damage with those missiles. Spart with a massive invis off of a normal invis, trying to see if he can get himself the biggest damage to Chicago, get himself all the time, trying to get interrupt as best as possible. Chicago needs to make sure to line up their interrupts on the right side. If they can get a proper kick onto Spart, they'll be a fantastic spot. Quick Sunder onto Spart, trying to see if he can get some damage in. Gonna be able to immediately heal through the touch of the Magi burst, and Spart gonna be able to get another normal, and Chicago just trying to bail out of there. Holding onto his ice bucket until a little bit later. This one Chicago used to push him, clean them off of all the different buffs, and just truck his health down low enough. Try to see if you can drop down the static totem. Spart is stuck in the static totem. Could potentially combine a capacitor on top of it. Big Alien Blast by Chicago. Got Ghosts back up and running in case they want to. So they got a very strong sustain build where Spart is playing for the burst build. Again, just trying to see if he can spend some mana, fish for clear castle procs, trying to see if he can use the blinks in order to get himself some cover away from Chicago. Get himself the all the time as well as a shield. Maybe the all the time will actually last in order to give him a little bit more health, but Chicago is really aggressive with trying to purge any kind of bust from him. Spart does get himself a lot of mobility from so far away. Got some market misses. Going to be a quick lead by Chicago with a Sunder. Interrupt on Spart and Shadow, and Spart does go for the Osmog just to make sure he's nice and healthy. Still has Mirrors of Trauma he can cast though, so he's actually in a good spot. Chicago does not have a wall for a little bit. Does have Interrupt, does have Grounding, quick poly by Spart, does get a setup for Chicago trying to clean him off of all the dots. Potentially could be a go. It looks like Spart is going to commit some damage into the totem, trying to get a Mirrors of Trauma with Chicago, trying not to get interrupted, does get juke out of it. It's going to be potentially capacitor totem for Spart to deal with, trying to see if he can back away from it. It's going to focus on the capacitor totem for a second, Nova onto Chicago. It's going to be Mirrors of Trauma, nothing you can do to stop it. It's going to be a touch of the magic for a second, trying to see if he can destroy it. It's going to be Miss Polymorph interrupt. It's going to be potentially still Poly. Wait, no, Ghost will keep him going. Mirrors of Trauma is available. Chicago needs to do something in order to deal with the damage. Going to be Chicago trying to see if he can maybe get out silence, but it's going to be Aegis taking force down as they get an absolute blasted out with those missiles back to back. Wall is up for Chicago, trying to reduce as much damage as humanly possible. Touches the magic, slamming down on Chicago, but the wall is there to prevent a lot of the damage. And Spart is just trying to see if he can back up out of there. Should have a lot of missile procs available potentially. Root onto Chicago, Ghost is joining back in, and Spart is looking to get himself as much mana back as he can. All the time is up. Maybe could use it to all the time for mobility. Is going to be Chicago immediately removing any of those buffs from Spart though. So what are these nodes that you're trying to put up? Are they just explode? Is that node just going to sit there and then explode for a while? Does that do a lot of damage? I don't think I've ever messed with those. I only mess with the things where it's like a little sparkle and you pick it up and you get your primary stats. That's the only ones that I've ever used on my rogue. But I know there's a bunch of like more of this crafted gear, like bonus effects that you can pick up. No one, Chicago does get a big yellow blast onto Spart. He feels it in his health bar. Just trying to see if he can back away from Chicago. Gonna be the ult on time, but I think the ultra actually took this Mirrors of Torment. That is super unfortunate. Spart isn't all the time in order to reposition. Does get interrupted on Arcane. Potentially could go for a setup versus Chicago. Trying to see if maybe he can go for a polymorph. It's going to be touching magic instead. Full missiles. No way for Chicago to stop it. Wait, Spart trying to see if he can maybe take down Chicago. No defense for Shaman. Just trying to see if he can heal through the damage. Touching the magic is still on him. Maybe interrupted on Arcane. Wait, potentially still a lot of damage. Touching magic. He's going to get Chicago super extremely low. Does he have the barrage to take him out? Barrage trying to take out Chicago. Going to be that grounding on him. Preventing a lot of damage to Spart. Spart found himself at no help whatsoever. Trying not to give that shield away to Chicago at all. The ultimate time is going to put him out in the open though. Does get a little bit of healing. Massive chain harvest to get him super low. Quick and Viz. Trying to see if he can walk around from totem. There's going to be a capacitor around the corner, but Chicago is trapped out in the middle with a Nova. Can't really do much about it. Trying to slow it down Spartan if at all they can. Spartan does not have a second icebox, so I think these ghost trappers are going to do him in. My goodness, that is incredible. Spart almost had Chicago at the very end there. That was so clutch. Jupil's gonna be up next, sending out the full Abomination. The big boy is up, amping up his ghoul. Gonna try to see if he can grip Chicago closer to him. That's gonna be potentially the Army of the Dead join in. Full Aegis is up for Chicago, trying to reduce the magic damage, but it's absolutely just getting clobbered by the Army of the Undead. Walking into the A-bomb, the Army of the Dead surrounding him and does go down. With Jupil's finally taking Chicago down. I feel like every time those two fought, Chicago has been able to best Jupil's. But also the boy has been out of these duels for a little bit. Needed a bit of a warm-up, and that's exactly the warm-up he needed. Chippe's trying to keep the pressure. Ewok gonna be up really early with a killing spree. Went for a vanish really early too. It's gonna get himself a blade flare. Could potentially get some damage with Chippe's playing that Venthyr. Trying to see if he may be able to get some damage to Chill. Any kind of combo points spends actually is gonna be quite a considerable amount of shadow damage to Chillpills. And actually Chillpills is kind of feeling the pain. The Venthyr could do a lot of damage. The Venthyr Outlaw is not a play that's getting used that much nowadays, but it's getting a little bit more popularity as of recently for just the raw damage, especially now that the Kyrian Vanish Legendary and Vanish playstyle or Stadium Reduction playstyle is not as effective with the recent changes in Season 4. Double stun onto Ewok, silence to follow Chilpas, still treat this rogue with respect, dropping down full army of the undeads on him. Death Cold take him down, trying to see if he catch up a little bit of healing with that Lichborn, and Sonaris is going to be up next. Chilpas did burn an AMS for this one. So, versus Sonaris, an Assassin's Rogue, not having an AMS for this one is going to be brutal. He needs to find the Rogue, get the pressure early, got the A-Bomb. Sonaris is most likely going to get dotted unless they walk away. And that's exactly what they did. Walked away from the A-Bomb. And Chupa's looking to maybe walk by next to the eye. Sonaris is right next to me. If they walk by the A-bomb, get dotted, the dots break him out. IBF potentially could come out. Definitely needs to do something versus the Sepsis Burst. Drop it down the AMZ immediately. 50% damage reduction. Sonaris with evasion. Cloak of Shadows cannot really be touched. There's going to be Vendetta. All the dots have just expanded themselves. And Chupa just took a ton of damage. IBF is the only thing that kept him alive. Trying to see if he can recuperate some of the healing back. Got himself the army of the dead potential joined in. Definitely got the main pet empowered. Full damage on Sonaris. Another kid is shot to follow. Oh my god! The dots still on Sonaris' weight can still go down. No, the stealth shield does apply. It does prevent his demise. That's actually so close. That was actually such a close duel. That was crazy. Chupa's eating them. Chupa's trying his very, very best. But Sonaris getting dotted up by the Affliction Warlock. Nothing he can do about it once he picked up the eyes. My goodness. Alaray tried to see if they can maybe get a proper Cyclone versus Vulor. Got himself a lot of these Starfalls and the Starburst stars laden all over the arena. Vulor trying to see if they can maybe get the dots pressure versus Alaray. Got himself the Decimated Bolt. The next few shot. Oh, he got the bad Shadow Bolt hit just now. He got himself the Necrolord Decimated Bolt. His next few Shadow Bolts are going to hit super hard. He just got to make sure he gets full set of dots on the enemy. He got to make sure he got full set of dots on Byrons. If you get full set of dots and Byrons, every one of those dots I think amps up the damage of Shadow Bolt by 10%. So you gotta make sure he's fully dotted. Yeah, close duel Spart. Scotty, how have you been doing? I've been doing good, man. My wife says you should be an auction because it's not so fast. I try to slow down for the duels the best as I can. But when the duels gets excited, man, I just gotta my mouth gets a bloodlust buff. That's all it is. Big Shadow Bolt's potential for Vulor is going to be a massive, massive drain. Let's just try to see if he can maybe recover versus Byrons. Byrons seeing the opportunity, lands a Solar Beam, trying to drop Vulor on his go. But Vulor does have the Dark back. That is also going to be the Incubus. Somewhere in there, maybe? They had a pet earlier, but maybe sacrifice it. Trying to get the dots back versus Byrons. Then it's going to be Decimated Bolt. Doesn't really get the execute value from Decimated Bolt, but it's still going to do good damage. As long as he has full dots to the Byrons, he'll be in a fantastic spot. Trying to get a couple Shadow Bolts in. One Shadow Bolt gives Byron super, super low. If you can get a second one in and a third one, he'll be in a fantastic spot. Wall and a Flesh God, just trying to make sure there's no way for him to get interrupted. I think Wall maybe have been too early. If he gets any Shadow Bolt procs while Byrons has dots, he'll be in a fantastic spot. He's trying to get some dots rolling. He has 2 more Shadow Bolts that can do a ton of damage. Byrons better be extra careful. If he's not careful, this could be really bad. Vulor got himself drain life. It's actually doing quite a bit of damage versus Byrons. Oh, wait, he's just dead. Wait, the boy is actually just dead. But Byrons does get himself a little bit of heal in the last second. Vulor's still holding on to the Flesh Cuff, not letting it go down just yet. Byrons, again, just trying to avoid the amount of damage he takes. He could take Corruption. He could take Agony, remove Agony. But that UA could be really, really bad. Vulor finally got himself good line of sight. He doesn't have the Shadow Bolts anymore, though. Next, Decimated Bolt is going to do a ton of damage. That's going to have execute potential. Bash to the Vulor, unless he has a way to break out of it. Byrons is just melting, though. Byrons is actually just melting. Even if he doesn't get the Shadow Bolts, Byrons is just dead to the dots. Oh my goodness, Flesh Cuff does get interrupted, so he does sacrifice the pet. Trying to see if he can Shadow Fear around the corner. Byrons is just dead unless he can just focus on self-survivability as fast as possible. I don't think there's much he could do. Vulor eventually will have a big drain. So Vulor got a couple of ways to play. He got the big Shadow Bolts with Execute Decimated Bolt potential. He got the Drain with a ton of damage potential as well. He's not able to sacrifice any. He got like 2 builds of Warlock in one. He got that Night Fae Drain build together with the Necrolord Shadow Bolt build. He's got the best of both worlds. He's absolutely in the golden position right now. And Byron just tried to see if he can avoid him. Got himself the Aegis. Vulor with a Mortal Coil, finally able to get some damage to the Byrons. Got some Shadow Bolts proccing back to back, but he doesn't have the Necrolord buff at all. Byrons is trying to save off these dots. 50% of the dots that go into the shield, but eventually he's going to be in a tight spot. And Vulor looks like he's backing up out for a second. I think he's trying to get Byrons out the open. Byrons does have like a 45-yard range advantage over Vulor, like a 5-yard difference in range. Does give Byrons a little bit more of a survivability factor. Vulor got himself full Flesh Cup. Byrons could potentially go for Flesh Cup as well, if he got one. At some point, I think Vulor needs to push in, get a Mortal Coil into Byrons, hit him with a Fear, get him fully dotted, and that will be enough to pour pressure. But Byrons, he knows he got the mobility, he knows he got the CC, he got the bash and everything. So I think Vulor just needs to use a trinket. It looks like it was a human racial. Got hit with the silence, does get silence and shadow. There's still Dark Pact available. Byrons trying to make some damage happen with an Eclipse. Stun around the corner. But I think Vulor eventually will go down to the dots. Like Byrons got some actually decent dot pressure together with a Night Phase, or together with Swarm, Quick drain, Buller. Trying to see if you can survive the Starburst out of Byron's. But there's so much you can do. And Scarlet trying to give Byron's as much of a honor duel opportunity here. Trying to give him as much of a chance in order to make a comeback. Trying to give him as much of a fair chance as you can. Think of Gladiator season by Shammy? Go for it, Warthus. Go for it. Hell yeah, I believe. Who will dot more? Exactly, Matica. Who will dot more, man? Which one of these two has the best dots? Scarlet trying to play a little for a second Frostbolt because I saw your mod going all blue like you usually have for Frostbolty mage. But this time it's an Arcanosphere RK mage. Arcanosphere does a bit of damage. It does break through that Flesh Cap shield. Like that Flesh Cap shield literally has no shielding at all. But it is a fatty shield, even a 44% dampener. Big damage out of Barnes, got himself a little bit of that Loon together with Lunar Eclipse, together with the Free Fury of a Loon, which is generating a ton of points, ton of resources. That's going to be a big barrage out of Scarlet, just trying to get some pressure. Definitely needs to get a Nova onto Byron's, definitely needs to get him CC'd some way, somehow, or at max range and able to escape. Maybe hit him with a slow, but the power shift no Druid. It's going to be tough. You got to find a way to, I guess, get any CC out of the Druid, and then go for a touch of Magi. But it's kind of rough, man. Don't worry, likes to get a nerf next inning. They just got buffed, so I don't really know, man. Who knows? Touching the Magi onto Byron's, potentially big Arcanosphere. Byron's trying to see if he can stop it. It's going to be knocked back by Scarlet. Trying to see maybe we can go for the quick interrupt. Quick interrupt on the Cyclone. Couldn't quite do it. Mad missile damage to follow. Byron's could be in big trouble. Does Scarlet have any more pressure and have any more procs? If you got more missiles, you could be in a fantastic spot. All the time just to keep himself barely alive. Eyes been getting used in order just to keep himself alive here. And Byron's, I think, is just going to be able to dot him up, cast a couple of rads, just get himself in the clips, just building up resources while he's got him for free. Just letting his resources pull a little bit before he gets in there, gets some dots out of Scarlet. I think at this point, Byron's wins with dots, right? Unless Scarlet could turn around like a fatty burst from Byron's out of left field, I think Scarlet... I don't know if Scarlet can win this. Does get interrupted on Byron's Cyclone to prevent them from... Wait, does Cyclone prevent you all the time? Kind of. I think it may prevent the healing, but it doesn't prevent the repositionals. Touch the Magic, getting interrupted on Arcane. Scarlet could potentially have a go. They got an Arcane Power. Wait, that's actually all their cooldowns. Unless they can catch back up to Byron's. All those cooldowns could be out of the window. I think they have to back up. They have to retreat. They have to try to find a way to reposition and maybe even get themselves some food. That was a lot of damage available, though. All the time up. Byron started to see if he can blast out his Scarlet. Gonna be an interrupt. Locking him out on Cyclone. That is super unfortunate. That is super, super unfortunate. Locking him on Arcane, but then getting Cyclone after. That is just tragic. Scarlet tried the very, very best, man. That's one of the night. I'll see how the groups are doing afterwards, Aura. I'll see how groups are doing after. Potentially, though. You guys think Wallace to get an up next go? I feel always the top of RPGs that just don't dot and run away. Ugly gameplay. You don't like it, Maddie? Oh man. Scarlet is super low on health. Trying to shoot the power. Ult time is up. Maybe can use ult time to give himself a little bit of health. Blink to get out of the stun. Shield last second. Seed pot. Yeah, it's over. Bar just ended up melting you down. That's rough. That is rough. Literally have more dots than you. That's... I mean, Boobies, the Starfall damage, I think is compounding into like the rest of the dot focus gameplay. Like getting the Starfalls, adding on extra damage, which I think Starfalls does count as a dot. Like the game at least does count it as a damage over time for Nightface Swarm. Necrolord Swarm. Does it? I could be wrong. Maybe that's wrong, but I think it should. We'll see. Yo, chat. Chicago, Night King, let me know if you guys got groups or if you guys don't for the night. If you guys got groups and you want to go one more, I'm down to go one more. I'll throw you into the... I don't even know what arena I want to throw you guys into. What arena should we do if we do an arena? Play Byron's this match? Yeah, play really well. Gotta give him credit. Byron's sticking to them boomy guns. I like it. Got 3 out of 5. 2 out of 5. We'll do another. Nah, we'll just call it here, boys. Thank you so much for joining. Night King and Chicago. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you all. Night King, hopefully your work schedule lines up pretty well over the next few weeks so we could have you join in. And Chicago, hope you're feeling better, fam. I appreciate you, though, for making groups. I appreciate you fulfilling. But Chicago earlier was like, yo, I'm not really feeling good. I kind of want to step back. But if groups falls apart, I'll make one. I'll put one together. And they were a homie to do it. I told them they gotta. But they were a homie to do it. Thank you so much for putting the group together. I really appreciate it. Yo, boys, thank you so much for coming by. Appreciate you all. Tomorrow is normally a day off for me, although I will see how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling all right, we'll probably end up doing some more alpha streams. I gotta check out Resto Druid because I feel like I haven't actually healed as a Resto. I just need to make some macros for Resto before I go in. And then I gotta make some macros for Resto Shaman. I haven't really healed much. I can also heal as Holy as well. I think tomorrow we may be able to join together with King because he got alpha. Maybe he could tank some or DPS some. We could maybe get some stuff done. I have so off many Saturdays ahead. If I'm second, let's go, Night King. Let's go, my guy. Awesome. So we'll be seeing you more regularly. Hopefully we'll see C-Mark as well next week, yeah? But boys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining the Duels. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys enjoyed the stream, haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and give it a subscribe. If you haven't give the stream a like, go ahead and throw a like if you guys enjoyed what we did here. If you enjoyed watching the boys play. Yeah, Spart, we're going to be doing more of these next week. If you're more than welcome to join us, my guy. If you got some gear on your Arcane Mage and want to bring it in, test it out, right? Test out the damage, test out how you verse against all these other classes. More than welcome to join us, my guy. Always welcome. But boys, thank you so much. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. I got to get some more keys done. I got to get some videos done. But yeah, you guys are awesome. What classes do we still remain to be seen? So right now, regarding talents, we're missing Holy Paladin. We're missing Demon Hunters, we're missing Monks, we're missing Warlocks. I think that's it. Because we got Hunters, we got Shamans, we got Evokers, so we got all our male classes. We got Rogues, and we got Druids, so it's 2 leathers. We got all Warrior Plate, Paladin, except for Holy Pally. But Deathlight is there, and Warrior's there. So we got only a handful of classes to go. I think next one is going to be Warlock the Aura. We got some new data mining for Warlock talents over this week. So potential we'll see some Warlock updates very, very soon. Also, Hunters are continuing to get changes, continuing to get iterations. It looks like potentially the Kyrian Resonator arrow will be returning, potentially, as like a Sentinel ability, like an Owl Sentinel. And it'll most likely, they're still not sure they want to do it, but Blizzard said, maybe possibly bring in a Night Sentinel ability that has a ignore line of sight mechanic that you may be familiar with. We're like, alright, so Kyrian, but for your party. So apparently you can maybe, they're still not sure if they want to do it, but they're thinking maybe we'll implement it and let your party use that line of sight mechanic so you can see through line of sight, which would be amazing in PvP. Or they'll have like 2 ways to modify it. One is that your party gets line of sight, or your party gets like a leech and avoidance. So hey, as a survivability, that's a survivability buff. That is AoE damage reduction, and your party gets more self-healing. So that actually could be really good. It could be a really good ability overall. We'll see how it goes though. Yeah, Monk, I cannot wait to see as well. I'm hoping that Mist River gets the justice they deserve, man. I'm hoping Mist River gets the good stuff. See, Notch, thank you so much for coming by. See you tomorrow. Yeah, maybe it's a 50-50 right now, boys, but maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow. By the way, thank you guys so much for joining. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. I appreciate all of you. You guys are beautiful. And I'll see you boys all in the next stream. Alrighty? Take it easy. Again, 50-50 on tomorrow. But definitely back Monday. And maybe we might even do some Season 4 stuff like Monday. We'll see them. Alrighty, boys. Peace.